Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
Advanced Eye Healthcare, Dr. Becky DeRuyter knows all of our student athletes need to keep their eye on the ball. Make sure with an eye exam at Advanced Eye Healthcare at Walmart Vision Center in Lamar's. Dr. Becky DeRuyter.
Get more because you deserve more with Kylie Petty's Century 21 Pro Link, serving Lamar since 2011. Wishing our local teams a successful season. Visit KyliePetty.com for your real estate needs.
Does your bank pay you a great rate on your checking account? With Northwest Bank's Compass Rewards account, you can earn our best rate. Plus, there are no monthly service fees. We have easy-to-use banking services at your fingertips. Plus, we reward you for growing your relationship with us. So check us out. You'll be glad you did. nw.bank/best rates. Northwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Commitment you can bank on.
It's now time for high school football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
McCarty in the pistol. He takes the snap. Bootlegs right. He's looking to throw. Now he turns it up the field and runs to the 10, to the 5, middle of the field. Cuts back left side. He's in. Touchdown, Gehlen Catholic.
High school football.
Pump fakes. Lobs it up right seam for Krankus. Back there. And Brant Klein comes down with it at the 30-yard line. Brant Klein picks off his second pass.
With all the action, here's KLEM Sports Director Daniel Versteeg.
Well, a very pleasant good Friday evening to you football fans, and welcome to week 2 of the high school football season and the start of district play in Class A District 1. Should be a great night of football as the MMCRU Royals come into town at Jim Lorenzen Field, getting set to square off with the Jays of Gehlen Catholic. Once again, good evening, everyone. Alongside Gabe Davis, Daniel Versteeg with you. We're bringing you the Week 1 as far as district play is concerned in Class A District 1 between the Royals and the Jays, a game that was just one possession separating these two squads last year. And MMCRU ended up getting all the way to the round of 16 in the Class A playoffs against the likes of Woodbury Central, the eventual runners-up in Class A football. Meanwhile, Gehlen Catholic, of course, we talked about it last week, losing out to the eventual Class A state champions in West Hancock. So you got a couple of teams who are very well battled and have seen some very tough teams in their competition, Gabe. And you know one thing, obviously, with their competition in football every year. They are in the same conference, basketball, baseball, volleyball, you name it. I mean, these two schools are not separated by much, and that fuels quite the rivalry. I know I heard a few MMCRU players publicly say that this is a game they want to win, more than some others. You just love when you got two schools that go at it and everything, rivalries, add chapters, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we have that game at college level in Iowa this weekend, and so that's important. But then you have a game like this where I was watching something today about the Iowa State, and they're separated by 120 miles or whatever it might be. This is 7 or 8 miles. I mean, we're right next door, and these guys have grown up playing against each other, maybe on the same teams as each other on some different things, and so they're familiar with each other. They've been around each other, and it's always nice to get after those people a little bit more, and it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a rivalry, and both teams looking to get that first W on the year.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. You got two teams who are hungry to beat each other for multiple reasons, but no reason bigger than the fact that both teams are 0-1, losing their first non-district contest. The Jays a 21-0 loss to the Hinton Blackhawks last week on the road, a game we had here on KLEM. MMCRU opened their season at home against the Cherokee Braves. They were able to put points on the board, but fell to the Braves by a score of 37-8. And the thing we'll hear from with both coaches coming up on our pregame show, Kyle Oswald at MMCRU and, of course, Jeremy Schindler at Gehlen Catholic, the thing they kept saying is we got to be able to find a way to score. You look at MMCRU, their points came defensively and with special teams. And, that's all great and all, Gabe, but if you can't score offensively like neither team did last week, it can kind of ride on you a little bit and make you start to, kind of maybe question things a little bit.
Well, absolutely. And we saw last night, when things start to happen, you start to question yourselves. Lamar turns the ball over a couple times, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, are we going to keep doing this? And they got through that. They came out on the other side. Both these teams looking to do the same thing offensively. We're down here, and I'll be totally honest, not fully familiar with both the teams and what they're going to do. Sure. But you look out there, and MMCRU, just the size of the guys up front that they have blocking as in pregame, and same with Gehlen. They've got some big guys up front, so they have the beef up there.
Yes.
And, we've talked about Kale and what he did the last time I saw him, which was a couple years ago when he was just a young freshman. He had a great night.
Yep.
He's capable of breaking off stuff. You got the McCarty kid. So there's athletes out there.
Yep.
It's just, sometimes that week one just isn't for everybody. And now we're going to see week two, and hopefully we get to see some points. It's always more fun when you get to see some points.
Absolutely.
I know defensive coaches don't always love that. But that is a little bit more fun of brand of football.
Absolutely, and yeah, it is kind of a question about what could we see from MMCRU, because they graduated a ton of kids off of last year's team that was so good and did make it into the round of 16. They graduated a quarterback. They graduated a couple of receivers. They did graduate a few key guys on that line, beefed up that line, though, with some guys coming back. And so maybe for MMCRU, the first week was maybe kind of figuring out, okay, what's going to work? And so maybe it didn't work week one, but, Coach Oswald and the crew, they maybe worked on a few other things this week in practice so that, hey, we're in our identity and we know what we need to do to be successful.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's just the case early in the year. And that's the nice thing about how the playoff schedule is set up anymore. You don't have to win it. You used to, when they would take one or two teams out of a district, you had to win every game.
Yep.
And every game seemed so much more important. They're all important. You want to win them all. Anybody that doesn't is lying. But the reality of it is you get some growing pains every single week that you can maybe work through and not feel like everything's the end of the world. So, this is a district game.
Yep.
This is important. But, one of these teams is going to be 1-1, and one of them is going to be 0-2 after tonight.
Yep.
But they're both going to have a season where they can still get back in the playoff hunt and do some things.
And the nice thing is now in Class A, they did expand the playoffs a few years ago, so 4 teams come out of each district in Class A. So again, you can lose your first district game, and the season's not over at that point. You can definitely come back. Gehlen, of course, the third-place team out of this district last year, so lots of opportunities, still plenty of football, but of course the district schedule starts tonight. It is also senior night for the Gehlen Catholic football team, and they're also honoring some cross-country runners, cheerleaders, and band members, and all that kind of good stuff as well. Well, we'll take a break here on our pregame coverage. When we come back, we'll be joined by MMCRU coach Kyle Oswald, and then following that is Gehlen Catholic head coach Jeremy Schindler. They preview tonight's contest when we come back here on KLEM.
Success is born of skill and team. Like the teams playing, CNOS has combined award-winning skill and teamwork into the premier medical facility in the region. For the areas of joint, bone, muscle, nerve, and brain are treated with the skills of comprehensive care from a team of highly trained experts. And CNOS takes care of many of the student athletes in Siouxland. CNOS is proud to bring you this game. Go to CNOS.net to learn more.
Hi, Jessica G.
Well, hello, Libby Lexus.
I'm so excited to get the spa treatment at Easy Clean Car Wash. My owner knows how much I love the soft water. Oh, and the quick massage just makes my bumpers tingle.
And the blow dry is to die for. It always leaves my exterior sleek and shiny.
My owner bought me a year pass so I can have the spa treatment anytime I want.
Hey, ladies. Ooh, nice tires.
Oh, Mickey Mustang, you're such a player.
Easy Clean Car Wash. Give your car the spa treatment today. 12th Street east of Hy-Vee Lamar's.
You're listening to high school football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
We welcome you back to our Friday Night Football pregame show here on KLEM Radio. Daniel Versteg with you. Now pleased to be joined by the head coach of the MMCRU football team. It's Coach Kyle Oswald. The Royals are coming off a tough loss to open the season, 37-8 to Cherokee last Friday, but an opportunity to bounce back with district play starting tonight against the Gehlen Catholic Jays. This was a barn burner of a game last year, but Coach, first of all, looking back to last week, definitely not the start you wanted to get off to open the season. But how have the guys responded this week in practice? I know sometimes a season-opening loss can, maybe open their eyes a little bit more to what needs to get done.
Well, that's the beauty of non-district games, especially against a school that's 2.5 or 3 classes higher than you are. You get the opportunity to see where you're going wrong, both on the kids' part as well as the coaches. We saw a lot of mistakes that we made as far as calling plays or preparing, and so we've been able to iron a lot of those things out. I feel like the kids have really responded positively as far as knowing what we need to do to prepare for this week, and overall, been happy with what we've been able to do in practice and see there.
What were some of the because you can't just totally take negatives. There were definitely some things you did right. What were the things that were you say we did pretty good on Friday night last week that was a good foundation to set for this week of practice?
Well, as we watched film, it was like, this isn't as bad as it seemed. This isn't as bad as it seemed. A lot of things came down to we were maybe in the right place but just missed a block, or we were almost where we wanted to be and just didn't do something exactly the right way, and Cherokee capitalized on it. So it's we say a lot of times, Ed Thomas used to say it big time, and I got it too. If you take care of the little things, the big things will take care of themselves. There's just a lot of little things we needed to clean up, and that's the benefit of getting to watch film and being able to walk through that. So those little things, if we can clean up a little bit, and then watching film on Gehlen, seeing how we can use those little things, be like, hey, this is a little thing we didn't do well last week. If we don't fix that little thing, it's going to be a big thing against us again this week. So hopefully we can sometimes you go into practice and you get it all right, and as soon as you get out on the game field, it all goes out the window. So we're hoping that doesn't happen. But, yeah, we just fix a lot of these little things and hopefully improve.
Yeah, we're hoping that doesn't happen for you guys, and you do keep what you learned and recollected all from practice here tonight. It is Gehlen Catholic, as you mentioned, district opener, like you say. So now the games count a little bit extra, at least toward playoff seeding and things like that. First of all, Coach, I know you've obviously gotten the chance to watch Gehlen and their game from last week against Hinton, maybe a little bit of a scrimmage film as well in case you needed a little bit more. What kind of things just kind of, jumped out right away to you about what the Jays have on tap for you?
A lot of size, and they get after it. They're coming to do work, and they've got a backfield that's pretty talented, and their quarterback and running back combo. There's a lot of speed back there and a lot of strength. And so we're going to need to be able to compete with that. We got to have the understanding we've worked hard too. We've got strength too, but we're going to have to outmaneuver. As a history teacher, I'm going to call them the Spanish Armada. They're the big bad ships, and we got to be like the English and be a little bit more quick and hit and make our hits count. So, one of the big things is, and we learned this last week too, we got to get better at tackling. Our arm tackles were great for Cherokee. We have too many times where we should have, could have, would have had them and did, but we're just falling down and hoping that our biceps are going to bring them down. And that's something that, again, this week, when they got guys running the ball, arm tackles are going to bring them down. We're going to have to rally there. We're going to have to make solid sticks and wrap up and drive. And that's definitely something that they've got going to their advantage, that they can run through things.
Yeah, and they will run through it, as you know. This is a team, Coach, that Maybe just because they got down a little bit last week, they threw the ball just a little bit more than maybe they normally would. But you can expect, even still on Friday night, they ran the ball 40 times almost. Coach, what's it going to take to, keep that physicality, that intensity up when it comes to, like you talk about, tackling and, being sound in being able to stop the run for a full 48 minutes of football?
Well, I'm hoping that the blessing we have in the number of guys, we've got ability to sub in and keep guys fresh. We don't have what I would consider a massive talent drop-off or guys that are ready and then the next guy behind them is just not ready. And so we're blessed in that aspect to where if we look at our sidelines, we don't go, oh, no, we got to throw in. Right. We're pretty confident that we can put guys in there and still compete at a fairly high level. So it'll just come down to making fewer mistakes. Obviously every team's got a depth chart and you got your guys that you want to put your best foot forward, but I think we can be able to sub guys out to give those guys a blow and not have a major drop-off here. We need to keep that intensity up. I really feel like if we can keep our juices flowing, they're going to have some good things happen. We're going to have some bad things happen. But if we can overall wear them down, they don't have as many guys to throw in and replace as we do, and so we need to take advantage of that.
Kyle Oswald is the head coach of MMCRU football, previewing tonight's matchup with Gehlen Catholic. If we can now flip ends of the field for you, put you guys on offense, them on defense, Coach, what kind of things do you need to do, or what are you guys game planning for to make sure you guys can move the football as well and, take advantage in that regard?
Changing the line of scrimmage and being consistent in our blocking schemes. As I said last week, as we watched film, it wasn't we were almost there in so many areas, or we were just a fraction of a second slow to getting where we wanted to be, or didn't quite have the setup on our block. So consistency in getting where we want to be, just that confidence in where we're going with our blocking scheme. Our line is pretty decent, and they need to have that confidence that they're pretty decent, that they know. Our word of the week is ready this week, and I told them you need to change that from a question to a statement. Instead of wondering if we're ready, and it's a statement in your mind that we're ready. So I think if we can just be consistent, and we didn't get in the end zone on offense last week, we've got to be able to have that happen and take some pressure off our defense.
Well, luckily, both you guys are in the same boat in that regard, and so it should be very interesting to see how that plays out. And I guess one of the other things on the defensive side for them anyway, it seems like they've got some very athletic defensive ends, and that can always pose a problem for opposing offensive lines. So when it comes to your blocking schemes and making sure you guys are sound in that regard, what's it going to take to make sure you can do your part and match up with a guy that, seemingly may have just a little bit more get up in him coming off the edge
there? Communication. Our line needs to not only communicate with each other, but then bring that information back to us on the sidelines and let us as coaches then scheme and be able to do that. That's another thing we didn't do great last week, was communicating with coaches. And, yeah, we've got 6 coaches that are all trying to look at things and whatnot, but the greatest information has come from the kids themselves. And so that's something we harped on in practice this week, knowing that, hey, we want information, help us help you kind of thing. And, if we can take advantage of other situations, we're going to try and do that.
Well, looking forward to it, Coach. It should be a great contest. Really appreciate your time here in this one, and best of luck to you guys as you take the field.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. That is Kyle Oswald, head coach of MMCRU football. We're back with more of our pregame coverage after this here on KLEM.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
This is Jake Bogan, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to our Friday Night Football pregame show here on KLEM Radio. Daniel Versteg with you. Now pleased to be joined by the head coach of the Gehlen Catholic football team. It's Coach Jeremy Schindler. After a 21-0 loss to Hinton last week, now getting their district schedule started tonight against the MMCRU Royals. But first, going back to last week, Coach, not the way you wanted to get things started, obviously. Lots of turnovers and just couldn't find the end zone on a couple of good opportunities. What were you able to take from that game that could, hopefully set up a good week of practice and right the ship this week?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing we took away is that, I think Hinton is a very physical football team, and I thought for most of the game we matched their physicality, which was good to see. I think a lot of our mistakes were mental in terms of, like, our execution, who we're blocking, and then technique, how we're blocking, especially on the offensive side of the ball. So if we can clean those up, which those are easy things to fix. It's really hard to gain 10 pounds of muscle and be a more physical football team in 1 week. But you can fix the execution stuff. You can fix the technique stuff a lot quicker than other things.
And that's the right way to go about it, fixing those things. Coach, What kind of things, were you able to see as far as your offensive production last week? You guys were able to run the ball a little bit more, and it seemed like you wanted to throw a little bit more as well. I know you were down in the second half, so you're trying to get some things back that way. But, I felt like in between the 20s, you guys moved the ball pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the statistics, and for – not blocking up to our standards in terms of technique and who we're blocking for a large chunk of the plays. And it wasn't. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't all five guys were messing up. Right. It was one guy would mess up on this play, another guy would mess up here. So it was just kind of a combination of all that, and that's really hard about offensive line plays. You got to have five guys doing the right thing each and every play, and so for not blocking extremely well, I thought our guys, we ran the ball really well. I mean, we had a decent outage in terms of yardage and things like that. So that's a positive. If we can put a hat on a hat and block the right people and execute our blocks better, I think the ground game will really take off. As far as the passing game, we had 3 or 4 drops, which some of them were bigger plays. We had a big pass play taken away on a penalty with an illegal lineman downfield. So I thought the passing game was fine. The 2 interceptions, the last one was kind of, we're down and we're just trying to get back in the game, and that's really not our thing. But the first one, yeah, we have to throw a better ball. We have to make a better decision. But the second one's just kind of, we're down. We got to do things we're not comfortable with. So if we could execute a little better in the run game and not force ourselves into being a drop-back passing team, I think our offense might get to start humming here a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully that gets going here this week against an MMCRU squad who, is kind of in the same boat you are. Didn't get to score offensively last week against their opponent in Cherokee. Coach, first of all, with a little bit of film that you're able to watch from that contest and maybe their scrimmage as well, what kind of things stood out? What kind of things you have to be on alert for here tonight?
Well, I mean, first, the biggest difference is they have a different quarterback this year. They're losing the Peterson kid. He's a fantastic football player for them last year and really did an outstanding job running their offense. They're doing the same thing offensively that they were with him. They want to be semi-balanced. They'll go in the I formation and they'll run downhill at you, and they'll also spread it out and go 3-4 wide and try and throw the ball. They will throw it deep. They trust their quarterback enough to throw it deep, which is a good sign for them. And so we really have to make sure that we are lined up correctly and understand our scheme in terms of what the coverages are, what coverages we're playing, make sure we're communicating if there's a blitz or something going on. So really just make sure we understand what our job is each and every play defensively. And I think we can match their physicality and hopefully keep them out of the end zone.
Yeah, we're chatting with Jeremy Schindler, head coach Gehlen Catholic Football, on our pregame show here tonight. What is when you go up against a team that can do both things pretty well, what's the key to lining up in a way that you can respect both aspects of their offense and not shade so much to the run that you give up the big passing play?
Yeah, I think it starts up front with your defensive linemen. And they have to play the run first. Mm-hmm. You see it in the NFL game and the college game all the time. You have these speed rushers off the edge who want to get after the quarterback. Well, if you get too far upfield, that's when those running lanes open up. And really you just take yourself out of the play. So we have to play the run first, be sound in our gap, and then when we see it pass, transition to a pass rush and get upfield and get pressure on the quarterback. And if our D-line is able to do that, then it makes everyone else's job easier, okay? Because then the linebackers, they get an extra half a second to get into their drop. And the DBs get an extra half a second to stay on top of their receiver or underneath, depending upon what the coverage dictates that they do. So really it starts up front with those guys getting a good read off of what the offensive linemen do, and then everybody else just doing their job after that.
Well, it sounds like a good game plan there. Let's flip to the other side. It's tough because you're both in the same boat when it comes to giving up a lot of points and not scoring a whole lot of points last week. So maybe not the best gauge of what they can do defensively last week. But what kind of things do you have to be prepared for as far as you mentioned their lines, both of them are pretty physical, and that extends also to the defensive side of the ball as well.
Yeah, they got a really good linebacker, number 83, Schmillen. Mm-hmm. He's a really good football player. They like to bring him and bring some extra pressure with him, so we definitely have to get him blocked. He's one of their best defensive players. Another defensive end, Michael Peterson, he's also a really good football player too. Those are kind of the two guys that really jumped out on the tape when I watched them. I thought those guys had really good games. So we're definitely going to have to make sure we get those two guys blocked and obviously everybody else. But, they play kind of a very similar defense to Hinton, or at least they did last week. They played a forefront, and, the little differences is they played with two high safeties and Hinton only played with one high safety. So we'll see if that's their plan, if they stick with the two high safeties. It was a good look that they played Cherokee because Cherokee does a lot of similar things that we do. And so you have to be prepared for anything, but my guess would be is that they're going to play a very similar style defense and not make big wholesale changes schematically. But you never know. Maybe they change fronts and all of a sudden start becoming more of a blitzing team. But so you just never know. You got to prepare for everything. But it was good that we at least played a forefront team this last week, and hopefully our guys learn from it and we can execute better.
I was going to ask you then too, with such a good defensive end and such a good linebacker that can come up and force pressure, does that give you the opportunity for some quick hitting style of plays to hopefully in your case take advantage of that maybe aggressiveness in their pass rush and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can sometimes you blitz and you blitz when we always say when you blitz, you're guessing. Yeah. You're going to try and guess as to where the offense is going to run, and sometimes you guess wrong. Sometimes you guess right. So teams that blitz a lot, you're going to take some negative plays, whether that's in the pass game or the run game. But if you're able to crack through that first line of defense and they guess the wrong gap to blitz through, and you're able to break through that line, there's really no one until you get to the safeties. And so, there's definitely hopefully some bigger play opportunity if we can get those front line and pick up any blitzing linebackers.
Well, perfect. Hope you can. Hoping for a really great contest for you. Obviously, with the district play starting, it becomes a little bit bigger, and your home opener as well. So, Coach, we'll let you go. We appreciate your time as always, and best of luck tonight.
Sounds good. Thanks, Daniel.
Absolutely. That is Jeremy Schindler, head coach of Gehlen Catholic Football. We're back to Jim Lorenz in field. More of our pregame coverage after this on KLEM.
Gehlen Catholic School, excellence in education, leadership through Christ. For information, check their website at GehlenCatholic.org.
This is Jeremy Schindler, head coach for the Gehlen Catholic football team. You're listening to Jays Football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Jim Lorenzen Field here in Lamars for our Friday Night Football pregame show. Again, alongside Gabe Davis, Daniel Versteg with you. Thanks for keeping it tuned for our pregame coverage. We're about ready to get this one kicked off between Gehlen Catholic and MMCRU, the opening week of district play in Class A District 1. Glad to have you along for the ride. Gehlen Catholic squaring off with MMCRU. Well, the Jays, they won the coin toss, but they elected to defer, so we're going to see the MMCRU offense onto the field first. The Royals, again, 0-1, losing to Cherokee in Week 1 of the high school football season. Gehlen Catholic losing to Hinton last week on the road in Hinton. Ready to go. Dylan Pecos has it teed up at the 40-yard line, gets a solid boot into this one, and the Royals muff the return but pick it up at the 2-yard line. They run it out right numbers to the 20, and out of bounds at the 24-yard line is Tayden Hicks, the senior who did return a kick for a touchdown last week against Cherokee. Couldn't quite do the same here. He sets the Royals up at their own 23, and they'll start with first down and 10.
Yeah, looked like, I think that might have been number 12, Landon Knight, maybe?
Yep.
On the tackle there. So came up and, looking good right now, as you're used to seeing some in the end zone, but when they don't and they get muffed around out there, you got to cover, and they did a good job covering, keeping them inside the 25. That's really your goal.
It is, yeah. If you can force a team to start this back far like this, it's a good sign. Here's Camden Bork leading the Royals out there offensively. He starts in the pistol, and he takes a snap, looking for a quick pass. Right side, it's caught outside the numbers to the 30, and getting a first down right out of the get-go is Michael Peterson, tackled to the 34. He's got 11 to move the chains.
Quick snap, quick throw, and it, that can sometimes be looked at as an extended run.
Right.
It's so quick, and if the corners are going to play off, it looks like Bork's just going to try to take what he can right there. I don't know if he has a choice or if it's called, but quarterbacks sometimes get that choice.
And I think, too, maybe just trying to establish a passing game. He only completed 42% of his passes last week, so just trying to get him into a rhythm here to start this contest. First and 10 from the 34. Burke turns and gives. It's John Schmillen bulldozing a defender as he gets to the 40-yard line. A bruising 6 yards for John Schmillen. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Yeah, that was a physical run, and that's a name that Coach brought up in the pregame on the defensive side that they were looking out for.
Right.
And so looks like offensively they need to know where he's at also.
Yeah, he ran for 103 yards last week on the ground on 10 carries, so he was very, very well executing in the run game for MMCRU. A minute gone in this first quarter. Royals with the first offensive possession of the night of 2nd down and 4 from their own 40-yard line. Out of the pistol is Bork. 2 receivers left, one right, and a tight end right. And now we got a penalty flag, blows the play dead. Some movement on the line, and the Royals will end up with 2nd and 9.
Yeah, just a little jump there, and that might help Gehlen a little bit. Obviously, it's going to push him back to 2nd and 9 or 10 or whatever it might be, but it looked like there might have been a little bit of confusion on coverages, identifying the tight end, identifying where the receivers are and the eligible guys, and making sure everyone's aligned appropriately.
Yeah, just kind of maybe a different format there, and or a formation, I should say. And MMCRU gets flagged for it, but they're still within the chains. It's 2nd down and 9 from their own 35-yard line. District opener in Class A District 1. Always want to get off to a good start. 2 receivers left, tight end left. The snap retrieved with one hand by Bork as he rolls out to his left. He dumps it off into the flats and juggling and unable to bring that ball in. Eli Schlenger, the tight end. He got both hands on it, bobbled it, and couldn't haul it in. It's now 3rd and 9.
And I think, you watch enough football, that pass is taken for granted how hard that is to throw. You're running opposite of your arm, and it's just so much harder to throw across your body to someone that's almost coming from behind you there. And so getting that into a spot, that made it tough, but maybe should have made it, maybe shouldn't have. It was good coverage all around, and now Gehlen has a good opportunity to get off the field possibly.
Yeah, that's going to be crucial here. It ends up being 3rd down and 9 after a 6-yard gain on 1st down, a penalty and an incompletion later. 3rd and 9 for the Royals. Same formation, 2 receivers left, tight end left, snap back to Bork, 3-step drop, takes a shot up the right sideline, and he finds his man in stride across the 30-yard line and out of bounds at about the 25 5-yard line. A great pitch and catch to Michael Schmellen up the right sideline. It's a big gain for the Royals and a big first down here in the red zone.
And Schmellen must be able to go a little bit. Like I said, I'm not totally familiar, but I do know that Cale Pearson can run. Yes. And he ran right by him and was open. So looks like Cale probably came from the top side, but that was a great throw by Bork, right on the money, right in stride, and that's another first down.
A 42-yard completion to Michael Schmellen. And a first down here for MMCRU at the Gehlen Catholic 23-yard line. They'll go under center now, and an I formation here is Bork. He takes a snap and gives to the tailback. This is John Schmellen trying to swing it around the left side, and not much there. A nice job by Jack Roberts on the defense. Makes the stop for a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Defensive line did a good job. I think that was Mason Small in there, maybe pushing some people around and getting a little bit of penetration there to cause him to run outside a little bit more, not be able to go vertical, because we've already seen Schmellen, when he goes vertical, right. you better bring something to the party. So making him move laterally, it makes every running back a little bit slower.
2nd down and 9 now here for MMCRU. They are right on the doorstep of the red zone, trying to see if they can come away with points on their first drive. I formation under center, Camden Bork. Lines the Royals up, and he takes the snap. He gives up the middle. It's John Schmellen fighting his way to the 10, to the 5. He gets tripped up over the goal line and into the end zone for an MMCRU touchdown. John Schmellen, a 22-yard scamper up the middle, and the Royals strike first. It's 6-0 MMCRU.
Yeah, he had a ton of space there. It looked like there might have been some guessing from the second level, maybe some gaps that weren't quite filled in, and he just ran right out up the middle, got to about the safety before he got touched, and that's a good way to start for MMCRU.
Yeah, not a bad drive at all. 6 plays, goes 77 yards, and now they will line up for the point after try. This will be Luke Kintai on the point after kick here for MMCRU. And we'll see if he can get the job done here for the Royals. The snap and spot are pretty good. The right-footed boot by Kintai with a lot of air is outside the right uprights and no good. And your score with 9 minutes to play in the first quarter, it's MMCRU 6 and Gehlen Catholic nothing. We'll take a break, and the Jays will have their first possession when we come back here on KLEM.
MRK Insurance knows that teamwork is dream work. At MRK Insurance, you get a great partner for all of your insurance needs. Visit them today on Central Avenue in Lamar's for a no-obligation quote for all of your insurance needs. That's MRK Insurance in Lamar's.
Murphy, Collins, and McGill PLC in Lamar's supports our local student athletes, trusted for generations with reliable legal guidance. So when you are in need of legal services, consult with one of the attorneys at Murphy, Collins, and McGill PLC, located at 38 First Avenue Northwest, Lamar's, Iowa.
This is Dan Lemon, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back here to Jim Lorenzen Field on legendary Callahan Drive here in Lamar's alongside Gabe Davis. Daniel Versteg with you. Well, MMCRU gets off to a great start. A 6-play, 77-yard drive. 2 minutes and 54 seconds later, they're into the end zone with a 22-yard touchdown run for John Schmellen. Royals up 6-0 on the first possession of the ball game, and now Gehlen Catholic will get their first crack after a kickoff here for MMCRU. It's Michael Peterson who sends a line drive end-over-end squib, takes a deading bounce at the 30-yard line, and it is run out by Jake Bogan. He's able to get a few yards, but the Royals were right on top of him quickly. They'll down him at the 31, and that's where Gehlen Catholic will start their first drive, led out there by quarterback Cole McCarty.
Yeah, decent field position right here. Didn't pin him deep, didn't really get all of it, and the up back did a good job of just collecting it, getting what he could, and starting the possession, making sure you always have the ball.
Yeah, that's the number one thing. Jake Bogan, backup running back for Gehlen Catholic. He's very well familiar with picking up ground balls like that. And now the Jays will see if they can answer the MMCRU score with this first drive. 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. 2 men in the backfield for Cole McCarty. Takes a snap and gives. It's Cale Pearson carrying up the middle. He's got a hole across the 35 and a nice first down gain of 6 yards to the 37. It'll be 2nd and 4.
Great patience by Pearson there to press the line a little bit, let his blocks kind of collect, and then find one, and it. Coaches will always tell you, one cut and go.
Yes.
Don't dance around too much. One cut and go, and get what you can.
Yeah, that second cut is what dooms you most of the
absolutely,
time.
Absolutely.
8:27 to go in the first quarter, 6-0 Royals. Now 2 men in the backfield, one on either hip of Cole McCarty. He gives a sweep play left side for Pearson on 2nd and 4. He's got a first down and more. Across the 40, and he's pushed out of bounds to the MMCRU sideline to the 46-yard line. Give him another 9 yards and a first down for the Jays.
Good physicality out of that on the edges from the receivers. 2 receivers out there blocking their tails off, getting a good first down to get the Jays going now.
Yeah, this is a good start for Gehlen Catholic, but the big key, they had a great start against Hinton, got all the way down to the Blackhawk 30-yard line, but failed to score, and that was kind of the name of the game. They'd get down to the 20 or so and fail to score. We'll see if they can find the end zone like MMCRU did on their first drive. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. McCarty with the same formation, a back on either hip of the shotgun, and the Royals bring pressure. It's McCarty with an option keep left side, and he's got a nice gain as well. Was able to run around the rush to the 49-yard line, carries for 4 to make it 2nd and 6.
Yeah, they're testing the edges, especially the left side so far. It looks like they like something that's on that side, which they got big number 77 over there, big fella.
Logan Niedelsbacher, yeah.
Lucas Peterson on the defensive end. So
sure.
they're usually you look at the big guy and you're like, I'm going to run away from that guy. But apparently they think they might be able to seal him a little bit, and Niedelsbacher's doing his job out there, and good things are happening.
Yeah, good start there. So now it is 2nd down and 4 from the Gehlen Catholic 49. Out of the shotgun once again is McCarty, a tailback, 2 receivers right and 1 left. Takes the snap, fakes to give to Bogan, and they counter left side with Pearson. Pearson lowers his shoulder to midfield, and he is stopped inbounds for a pickup of just a yard to the 50-yard line. That'll set up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, coach trying a little misdirection there. Just seeing how they're going to play. Every play is not designed to score a touchdown, although people want it to, and every player would like it to. The reality of it is sometimes you gotta run a couple plays to see how they're going to react.
Yeah.
The misdirection is not there, or was not there on that play. The stuff going right at them has been so far, so look for them to continue with that.
Yeah, we'll see what the Jays come out with here, because 3rd and 5, this was where they got hung up against Hinton last week. 2 men in the backfield again, 2 receivers left, and penalty flag's going to blow this play dead on 3rd and 5. It will be a false start against the Jays. So 5-yard penalty is going to set up 3rd down and 10. So tough break. Both teams have now had procedure penalties that hampered their drive, but MMCRU was able to work past it. Now we'll see if the Jays can.
Yeah, and that's the thing. MMCRU got past it, continued, and actually got their biggest gain on that, and ended up going into the end zone. The 3rd and 5 cast of plays that you can call is a lot different than the 3rd and 10.
Yeah. Yeah, you still have a little bit more of your regular playbook available on 3rd and 5.
Absolutely.
But 3rd and 10, well, you might need to deviate a little bit. Here's a snap, play fake, rolling out right, and McCarty's looking to throw with pressure. He just dumps it off into the flats, and the catch is made. That's Jake Bogan fighting his way to the 45 of the Royals and picking up a first down. He got 10 yards on the little dump off, and the Jays will move the chains.
Yeah, Jake's going to be talking to Dylan there, asking Dylan why he didn't block that guy, because he might have been able to house that. Dylan kind of got caught where the defender was in the back, kind of turned. You don't want to block him in the back, so he did the right thing by not blocking. But, if he could have gotten that, it could have been even bigger. But what you wanted was to get 10, 11 yards, get that first down, move the sticks, and now you still have the ball.
Good start there, and a first down here for Gehlen Catholic to also move past the penalty. That's the big thing. Penalties are going to happen. You'd like to not have penalties, but it's how you respond to them. Jays do it well here. 1st and 10 to the Royal 45. They fake the give, and McCarty keeps up the right seam 40, 35. Blocked to the right numbers, 25, 20. Foot race to the 10, to the
Touchdown.
5, to the pylon, and he's in. Penalty flag comes out late. We're going to have a sideline warning for the Jays, but it is a touchdown for Cole McCarty with 6:49 to go in the first quarter.
We're hoping it's just that.
Well, yeah, I know.
Where it's at, it could be weird.
Gehlen's
they're not happy about it.
Yeah, the players' body language doesn't look good. I thought for an instance it would be a sideline warning, but they also might say it was egregious enough that you need the penalty too. I'm not sure.
Well,
I would.
You would hope not.
I would hope not either.
I mean, it doesn't affect the play; it affects the officials, which you do need to stay out of their way. Personal foul behind the play. Must have been something behind the play.
And that is going to take away the touchdown for Cole McCarty.
So we're unsure what actually happened.
Maybe some kind of extra pushing and shoving after the play. Just a really
he's
tough
pointing
break.
to the sideline like something happened on the actual sideline.
Really?
And they called a personal foul. And I don't know.
Travis Westhoff and Corey Spangler, they're trying to get an explanation here for what was done wrong, evidently, on the bench, but not liking what they're hearing. And now They're pulling out the tablet. And
don't show them the tablet.
Yeah,
don't show them the tablet. You're going to get another one if you do, Travis.
Travis just saw the play, and now he is frustrated even more, I think. But that penalty is going to set up now 1st and 25.
And that changes so many things. I mean, 1st and 25 isn't where you want to be, but you'd much rather have 6 on the board.
Yeah, you go from a touchdown to now being back at your own 40-yard line. Here's Cole McCarty. Takes a snap and a play fake. He keeps around the left side. He's got a block. 45, jukes a man to the midfield marker, and he's back into MMCRU territory, getting almost all that penalty back to the 47. 13 yards to make it 2nd and 12.
Good, strong run there by Cole McCarty. And they went right back to what was working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that play worked well. It worked for a touchdown and got taken back for a penalty. 13 yards isn't too shabby. So 2nd down and 12 upcoming here for Gehlen Catholic, and we'll see if they can move past by far and away the biggest penalty of the night so far. 6:14 to go in the first quarter. 6-0 MMCRU. Gehlen Catholic currently in their first offensive possession of the night, though. 2nd and 12 from the Royal 47. They'll give it to Pearson. He cuts it back across the 45, and he's up the left seam to the 43. A 4-yard carry. It's now 3rd and 8.
Yeah, and you're in there, and I'm not sure what Gehlen has as far as kicking-wise, but you're not really in that area. You're probably not going to punt it knowing that MMCRU went down the field in 6 or 7 plays, and so you know they can score. So you're probably, if you can get it to within 4th and 2, 3, 4, maybe even 4th and 7, you might go for this.
Yeah, I definitely think this is going to be 2-down territory here for Gehlen Catholic. Field goal is certainly not in the cards here. 3rd and 8 from the Royal 43. McCarty takes the snap, play fake, rolling right, chased from behind by the Royal pressure. Now nice McCarty block. Keeps right numbers 40, and he is driven out of bounds. That is Michael Schmillen at the 39-yard line. A carry for 4. They get half of it to bring up 4th and 4.
Yeah, and that's really, that's a good decision as you roll out. He was kind of looking to drop it down to Jake, it looked like, and Jake went to just block for him and say, get what you can, and then let's live to play this next down rather than trying to throw something that you're not comfortable with.
Well, and this becomes a massive down for Gehlen Catholic. They were turned away on 4th down 4 times by Hinton last week. That was pretty much how their progress was stopped all night last week.
Timeout coming
and
here.
It looks like Jeremy Schindler's got the headset off. He's going to use all of the play clock to think about this 4th down play, and now he uses his first timeout of the half. 5:21 to go in the first quarter. 6-0 MMCRU. Back with this 4th and 4 play after this on KLEM.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
This is Cale Pearson, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back here to Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamars alongside Gabe Davis. Daniel Versteg with you. It is currently a Royal advantage, 6-0 MMCRU in quarter number 1, 5:21 to play in this first quarter. The Jays will stare down a 4th down and 4. And, if you did not tune in last night, if you're a Gehlen Catholic fan and wondering, well, why in the world we are doing Gehlen Catholic tonight. Normally we do the road games all the time. Well, Lamar's community played last night, so we didn't want to be out of a game on Friday night. We wanted to still be part of the fun tonight, so we picked up a Gehlen Catholic home game, a kind of a rarity there, but nice to have it on our schedule, especially against a good MMCRU squad in our listening area as well. Here's a big 4th and 4 out of the timeout. 2 receivers either side. McCarty rolls out to his left. He's looking to throw up the seam. He's got Dylan Pecos across the 45. Sheds a tackle at the 44. He fights for an extra yard to the 43 and has a first down for Gehlen Catholic. A big 6-yard completion to Pecos, and the Jays keep the drive alive.
And that 6 yards is huge, and that first down is big just because of what you overcame. You had the high of that first touchdown. Gehlen hasn't scored yet this year, and then they get that touchdown on Cole's run, gets called back because of something happened. We're not quite sure exactly where or what, but then to overcome 1st and 25, get there, get that first down, and keep the sticks moving.
So 1st and 10 now for the Jays at the Royal 34-yard line. McCarty in the gun play fakes. Now he keeps around the right side. He's trying to get off tackle. Stiff arms a defender 30, and he gets upended at the 26-yard line. Nice 8-yard pickup. Will set up 2nd and 2.
Yeah, Cole's a good, strong runner. I mean, we've seen it. He runs track. He does all the stuff. So he's a physical quarterback with the capabilities of throwing. We've seen him throw off some easy ones, but he can probably put it downfield a little bit, but he's also going to run with some physicality, which is nice out of your quarterback.
Yeah, he was, you've got the 2 best runners in the district from last year. Cale Pearson, number 1. Cole McCarty was number 2. That was Gehlen Catholic's bread and butter last year. 2nd and 2 now from the Royal 26. McCarty turns, and the handoff is fumbled by Pearson. He's in trouble in the backfield. He's trying to make something out of it, picking up the football, and he's brought down for a loss back at the 30-yard line. Good pursuit from Camden Bork to bring him down. The Jays lose 4, but importantly, don't lose the football. It's 3rd and 6.
Yep, and again, depending on your kick game, you're probably still in 4-down territory. Yep. So, yes, that hurts you, but the fact that he could get back near the line of scrimmage to start that play, nothing hurt. Nothing crazy hurt. Yes, you lose the down, and yes, it's frustrating and all the stuff. We know that. But the reality of it is he made the best of it, didn't turn the ball over, still yours, and now you need 5 yards to get the first down.
And again, the viewpoint is if you got 2 downs to get it, that benefits you as well. McCarty fakes the give to Bogan, gives to Pearson on the counter left side. He dives forward, getting upended toward the 26-yard line. He is short of the marker. I'm going to give him 4, and that'll make it 4th and 2. Now flag comes out late. There's a penalty flag late, and it looks like it's against Gehlen Catholic. We're going to have unsportsmanlike conduct against the Jays.
And that's after the play, that's going to be a 4th down and now 17 or 16 rather than a 4th and 1.
What a tough break for the Jays. We mentioned it off the top, Gabe. This is a rivalry game. These sides see each other in pretty much every sport, and sometimes that emotion, that energy just gets the best of you. And the player committing the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is currently getting a very stern talking to by the Gehlen Catholic coaching staff and trying to get his head screwed on straight again so he doesn't do that again the rest of the night. And now that 4-yard pickup plus the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, it's 4th and 17 now from the Royal 41. That's a tough break. That penalty probably just killed the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if the Jays, they're probably going to end up punting this football or just taking a big shot and seeing what they can get here. They are going to line up in the shotgun. 3 receivers right and 1 left. And it could be a quick kick kind of scenario as well. We might see McCarty just step back. Play clock's down to 4. McCarty takes a snap. He gives to Pearson. It's a run up the middle. Royals have him wrapped up for a loss back at the 45-yard line. It's a 4-yard loss on 4th and 17, and the Jays turn the football over on downs. MMCRU is going to get it in outstanding field position.
Yeah, that coach is looking, and I think that there was a little bit of confusion on that play because I don't know that coach looked to call that draw on 4th and 17. I think there was maybe some sort of confusion between the players and coaches, and sometimes that happens. I see they're signaling in, and it happens when you're not running that play in, and sometimes you got some young guys out there. So things happen, and you hope that they don't. But now Galen's going to have to respond, and MMC now fought off a couple opportunities, and now they're in the driver's seat.
Yeah, they got a chance to go up 2 scores here in this ball game with 2:46 to go in the quarter. I formation, Camden Bork under center, takes a snap and he gives to the tailback. And this looks like it's Kintai on the carry this time. I believe that's who that is anyway. Nope,
12.
Number 12, Eli Harpenaugh on the carry. But he is able to fight back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on that play after the Jays swarmed to the ball well. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and this is where Gehlen has to bow their necks and get that ball back. You have to get off the field, and MMCRU's looking to put one in the end zone here, really flip the script on them and really feel confident about things as they're going forward.
2nd down and 10 from the 45 of MMCRU. Got to get into Gehlen territory to convert. Camden Bork, he lines up in the pistol, takes a shoulder-high snap, and the delayed give. It goes to Harpenaugh again, and this time he's got a much better gain. He picks up the 10 yards he needed to the Gehlen 45 to move the chains for a Royal first down.
Yeah, a little bit of a higher snap there, but he corralled it and then put it right in the gut, and he kind of took off across the formation, had a little bit of space, and got just enough for that first down.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Royals needed. Minute 57 to go in this first quarter. It's MMCRU 6 and Gehlen Catholic nothing. Winner will start district playoff 1-0 and be in just a little bit of a better seat toward hopefully securing one of those top 4 spots to make the playoffs. 1st and 10 now from the Gehlen 45. Snap back to Borg. Jays rush 3. They take a shot left seam. That ball's picked off on the backside by Pearson. He's spun around and brought down to the 15 by the target, Eli Schlenger. They were looking for Schlenger, sprinting up the seam. Borg overthrows it. His 4th interception of the year, and the Jays will take over in their own red zone.
Big play there for Gehlen just to get that ball back, and essentially it's a punt for MMCRU. Right. It just happened to be on first down, which isn't what you exactly want, but they're deep in the territory, so now Galen's going to have to kind of get over that hump. It kind of seems like they've just kind of gotten in their own way a little bit, just hearing about how last week went. You get so far, and you can't quite get over the hump. This is that drive that they're really going to have to just finish it and hopefully get into that end zone.
And maybe a long, sustained kind of drive as well. Cale Pearson with a big interception. First turnover of the night for either side. Now here is McCarty giving a sweeper on the left side. Jake Bogan. He loses the football after getting wrapped up at his legs, and he is down, picking up the ball at the 10-yard line. Initially in there for the hit was Parker Glassmaker. He disrupted Bogan big time. It's a loss of 8. It's 2nd and 18.
Yeah, it got stretched out a little bit further, and even when they grab onto you as the hands come through there, sometimes they can swipe at an elbow or hit an elbow, hit the ball, and it just kind of flopped up. Fortunately for Gehlen, it bopped right back into their hands, and they still contain it.
Yeah, keep the ball. That's especially in this spot. That's the big deal.
Absolutely.
If you don't get a first down, a punt is not the worst thing either. 2nd and 18, and McCarty rolls. He dumps it off into the flats. This is Bogan making the catch of the 15, and he is met and brought down by Camden Bork. Blake Barinsky there on the stop as well. They get those 8 yards back, and it's now 3rd and 10.
A nice little, just get a few yards back. That'll take you 3rd, and you're not going to have to run another play, so you can flip it around here if you want to. It looks like coach is he's talking anyways, and they're gonna signal some stuff in, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see if they decide to snap this ball. I'm not sure if they will or not.
Not a lot of urgency.
No, I think we might end up going to the second quarter, but here they come out of the huddle. So this will either be the last play or there will be no play here on 3rd and 10 from the Gehlen 18-yard line. They do take the snap. This will end the quarter. McCarty fakes the give, spins out of a tackle on the keeper, and he's up the right seam to the 22, maybe the 21-yard line. Pickup of 3. It'll be 4th and 7, and we will have that 4th and 7 play for you when we come back. After 1 quarter of play, it's MMCRU 6, Gehlen Catholic nothing. Jays will have 4th and 7 to start the second quarter after this here on KLEM.
Supporting our students in their endeavors at school is important to Prime Bank. Making sure that our students have the best chance for success is why we work hard to provide our backing. Prime Bank wishes all of our teams and groups good luck.
Does your bank pay you a great rate on your checking account? With Northwest Bank's Compass Rewards account, you can earn our best rate. Plus, there are no monthly service fees. We have easy-to-use banking services at your fingertips. Plus, we reward you for growing your relationship with us. So check us out. You'll be glad you did. nw.bank/best rates. Northwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Commitment you can bank on.
Kemp's Dairy of Lamar's is a proud supporter of area athletics. They focus on strong, healthy bodies with all their dairy products. And they continue to strive hard to provide the best possible dairy products to their customers. That's Kemp's Dairy of Lamar's.
This is Cole McCarty, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Jim Lorenzen Field at Lamar's Community Stadium alongside Gabe Davis. Daniel Versteg with you. After 1 quarter of play, the MMCRU Royals lead the Gehlen Catholic Jays by a score of 6-0. Pretty eventful first quarter, all things considered. The Royals march downfield, a 6-play, 77-yard drive, ended in a touchdown run by John Schmillen. The ensuing Gehlen drive, they turned it over on downs after a few costly penalties hampered their progress, and then the immediately following MMCRU drive ended in an interception, and now the Jays are set up 4th and 7 from their own 21, and it looks like I can't tell if they're going to. I think they are going to punt. Yep, Cale Pearson is back there. He will try to boot this one away and pin the Royals back. This one kind of got off the upper part of his foot. Fire drill here for the Royals to stay away from that football. It bounces at the Gehlen 40, and it goes out of bounds at the Gehlen 43-yard line. So the Royals will be in enemy territory right out of the get-go here to start this second quarter. Can't ask for much better field position than that, and we'll see if MMCRU can shake that interception out of their system now.
Yeah, Gehlen couldn't quite capitalize on that, and it was a nice interception, but they couldn't quite get ahead of the sticks, and after the first down where they fumble, that kind of put them back behind, and then you just kind of have to play safe because you don't want to give it up too close to the end zone.
And now here's MMCRU 1st and 10 from the Gehlen 43-yard line. Out of the pistol is Camden Bork. The Jays show a blitz. Here they come with 4 or 5. They break through. Screen pass right. It is caught on the right seam by Taden Hicks.
Baby.
And in there for a big hit, Jake Bogan got there. Cole McCarty was in there. Jake Bogan comes up hobbling, and Taden Hicks was a little slow to get up after that play as
he's going to
well.
be required to exit. When you get up and then you go back down like that, you're going to get evaluated by a professional.
Yeah, we're not going to mess around with that. No gain on all of that, so it'll be 2nd and 10, and Gehlen Catholic's trainer on hand. That is the wonderful Bob Augustine, who is running over to the far side, and he will help attend to the MMCRU player that was slow to get up on that play. So after all of that, it will be 2nd down and 10 here for MMCRU, following a screen pass in which they pretty much had to fight to get back to the line of scrimmage. Camden Bork in the pistol. He takes a snap, turns and gives. That's John Schmellen wrapped up for a big loss. Cole McCarty's in there. Dane Lehman all for a loss of a yard. Now they're going to say no gain on the play, actually. It'll be 3rd and 10.
And we've seen Schmellen run a couple different times. That's how you have to attack him. You can't let him get vertical with the head of steam. And so Dane Lehman was right there. He didn't get blocked at all. And then Cole McCarty, they've actually been, it's interesting listening to Coach in the pregame, talked about, when you blitz, you're guessing.
Yes.
And they've guessed right.
Mm-hmm.
They've guessed right on some of these blitzes. And when that happens, good things happen. Cole come firing through there. So we'll see what happens here on the 3rd down. Big 3rd down here.
Yeah, massive. Trying to force the Royals into a 3 and out or maybe turnover on downs here. Jays are showing a blitz. Do they bring it? Penalty flag thrown before the 3rd and 10 play. Will blow it dead. And thank goodness for Camden Bork. I think the penalty's okay there because Mason Small was right in his face, ready to hit him. But a false start penalty will back the Royals up to the Gehlen 48. It'll be 3rd and 15 now.
Yep, and now you force them to maybe do something that they're comfortable with, but they haven't had a ton of success throwing the ball tonight yet. So they've been more pounding it on the ground, doing that type of thing. So, Gehlen's really doing a lot of good things. They're moving some people around. They're going to a 4 front. They're going to a 3 front. They're moving some people around, and it's forcing MMCRU to really keep everybody in front of them.
3rd and 15 now. It is at the Gehlen 48-yard line. Here comes the Jay blitz. They bring 5. McCarty's picked up. They lob up a 50-50 ball, and it's brought in by Michael Peterson. He beats Wyatt Koontz. Right sideline. Now the ball's poked out. Gehlen Catholic diving inside the 5, and they got it. Michael Peterson made the catch at the 20. He got all the way to the 10-yard line. When the ball was forced out, the Jays pounce on it at the 3, and it'll be Gehlen Catholic football near their own end zone.
And that's pursuit drill. That's, what was number 16, Wyatt Koontz was there, and he was doing everything he could. He was actually in pretty decent coverage, but his back was to the ball, so he didn't know it was coming. Tried to get his hands up there, couldn't deflect it. Nice catch by the MMCRU receiver, but 3 or 4 Gehlen Jays were coming playing defense there, got the hit on him, forced the fumble, and Gehlen survives again.
The 2nd turnover of the night for MMCRU, but the tough part now for Gehlen is it puts the Jays in a pickle. They're at their own 3-yard line, and, well, now you really can't afford too much losing of yards here. See what the Jays come up with.
I love the pass here.
Yes.
The play action. I just love it.
Single back, under center. The Royals show a blitz. They're going to give it to Pearson. Off tackle, running left sideline to the 5. Couldn't get the corner. He's shoved out of bounds by Michael Schmellen at the 10. That's a pickup of 7. Nice gain to get some breathing room. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Very nice gain, but they did not have the receivers covered on this bottom side. They had, I believe that was number 12, Landon Knipe, and number 16, Wyatt Koontz were down here. There was one guy to cover 2 of them.
Right.
and that's also why the play went so well, because they only had to block one guy on the edge. So if they see that up top, or if they have some coaches seeing that type of stuff, you might be able to take an opportunity and see what happens there.
I was going to say, that's when you break out the RPO.
Absolutely. Little play action, see what happens.
Something can go your way. 2nd down and 3 from the 10. Royals rush and an option around the right side. This is Cole McCarty turning right seam to the 20. 25-30 right
That's
numbers.
Over.
He's
Everybody stay off. Don't
across
touch him.
midfield to the 30, to the 20, and Cole McCarty scampers all the way into the end zone for a Gehlen Catholic touchdown. This time, no flags. 90-yard score for Cole McCarty. And Gehlen Catholic ties the game. It is 6 apiece.
And you could see, as Cole pulled away and everyone knew he was going to be going, a bunch of Gehlen J yellow helmets turned around and just kind of scanned, saying, okay, are we good here? Are we bringing this back? So good for them. Great run by Cole, and you could see once he pressed the edge, they got some great blocks out there, and he was off to the races.
So now the point after try also becomes a big deal. See if Gehlen can take their first lead of the season with 9:46 to play in the half. A 90-yard rushing touchdown for Cole McCarty. The first score of the season is done so with an exclamation point, and now we have a whistle, and the Jays have to burn a timeout.
Missing somebody
on the point after. Yeah, they're short a couple players. Yeah, they only had 9 on the field lined up in point after position, and now somebody again will be getting a little bit of a chewing out session here from the Gehlen coaching staff. Coming up at the halftime break, we'll run down the first half stats that we have, at least anyway. We'll get you caught up on what you may have missed, get you ready for the second half as well. It's Gehlen Catholic, it's MMCRU here in a Class A District 1 opener. As, we'll try and get to, we'll see who's going to get off to a 1-0 start. It was MMCRU last year. A nice 34-27 victory over the Jays in Marcus. That was a great ball game as well. And we'll see how this one's shaping up to be another classic as well. But Gehlen Catholic has now used 2 timeouts here in this first half, so kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit in that regard. But you'll get a replenish of timeouts at the halftime break. Anyway.
Yeah, first half timeouts they can be valuable. It doesn't appear that Gehlen has that opportunity to set up for like a 40-yard field goal, things like that. Right. So they're going to probably try to get into the end zone on any opportunity they have. So I don't think it probably hurts you in the first half as much, but if you have to burn these in the second half in a one-score game because people aren't getting on the field, that's when you see the stacks of the coaches kind of pop there.
Oh, yeah, yeah, there will be smoke coming from the Gehlen bench at that point.
And I know some of those coaches, probably more than one coach, is going to be a little heated on that one.
Oh, you better believe that. It's going to be Dylan Pecos trying this point after kick. Looks like Cole McCarty will be on the hold here for the Jays. And we'll see if Gehlen can take a lead. It's a high snap. They get it down. Laces are in, but Dylan Pecos sticks with it, and he puts the point after try through the uprights and good. So your score with 9:46 to play in the half. Gehlen Catholic now leads at 7-6 on a 90-yard touchdown run by Cole McCarty. Back to see how the Royals respond after this on KLEM.
Plymouth Awards and Engraving is a proud sponsor of local athletics. For all of your custom awards and engraving needs, visit Plymouth Awards and Engraving at 130 4th Avenue Northeast in Lamars. You are sure to find that perfect gift for anyone at Plymouth Awards and Engraving.
Certified Public Accountants Cruz & Cruz extend their support to all the athletes and remind everyone, in the spirit of sports, participation is more important than winning. Cruz & Cruz Accounting, proud to be a sponsor of KLEM Sports.
This is Dylan Pecos, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamars alongside Gabe Davis. Daniel Versteg with you. Your score now with 9:46 to play before halftime. It's Gehlen Catholic 7 and MMCRU 6. A 90-yard rushing touchdown for Cole McCarty. After forcing a fumble near the red zone, it gave the Jays the football at their own 3. They got a little bit of breathing room, and Cole McCarty was off to the races from there. 90-yard score with the point after try. That's a big deal right now. It's 7-6. Gehlen Catholic leads MMCRU. So the Royals will get the football back, but it's not been going good. That first drive, wonderful. MMCRU goes down 6 plays, 77 yards, and scores a touchdown. After that, They have not been able to end the drive with a kick via in the form of punt, field goal, or point after, of course, an interception and a fumble. And that's not going to sit well with Kyle Oswald. I know that. That is going to drive him bonkers. See if they can take better care of the football on this drive. Here's Dylan Pecos setting up for a shorter pooch kick. This bounce at the 23, and it is taken at the left seam and run out by Eli Harpenau. He's got a crease, 35-40 outside the left numbers, and a nice ankle tackle by the kicker, Dylan Pecos, at the 46-yard line. But good field position on the run by Harpenau will set the Royals up near midfield.
Yeah, that was scary there for a moment. It looked like he might be able to take it, and a great tackle there by the kicker, and Dylan brings him down at the 45. Yeah, they get good field position, and this is what MMCRU needs because they've kind of been back. They did have good field position last time, and then the fumble. They've had opportunities. I just don't feel like they've had the ball much.
No. Since that drive, they have run just 7 plays, or 6 plays. In fact, 2 of them ended in turnovers. 1st and 10. Boy, the Jays have a deep single high safety. They'll give around the left side to the Royals to John Schmellen, who breaks a tackle. He keeps fighting up the left numbers, and he's got a first down right away. A 14-yard carry for John Schmellen. It's a Royal first down.
Yeah, and that's we talked about. Once he turns that corner and once he gets vertical and he's coming at you, you better strap it on because he is coming for something. So he delivers at the end of it. He runs through everything. So if that continues to happen, Gehlen's going to have to continue to get that pressure up front, and that's probably why we saw Cole, blitzing quite a bit on that last drive. We'll see if they go back to that now that they go back to that 3-man front rather than the 4.
9:12 to play before halftime, 7-6. Gehlen Catholic leads this district opener. 1st and 10 at the Gehlen 41. Snap back to Bork. He gives to Eli Harpenau, and he's brought down for a loss. The stop made in the backfield by Easton Spangler, the freshman. A loss of 3 to the 44. It's 2nd and 13.
Easton's made a couple tackles out there, made a couple different plays, so he's done some good things. I think he made a play also on a defensive possession before, and I saw him celebrating. He's an emotional player. So that's a great play by him, but that's what you have to do. You at least slow him down. If you make the tackle, great, but even if he gets out of that, there was going to be enough Gehlen Jays around to limit the damage.
Yeah, just stop the momentum, stop the forward progress, do whatever you can. 2nd and 13 now for the Royals at the Gehlen 44. 2 receivers left, tight end left. Jays show a blitz, and they jumped it early, and with the contact at the line of scrimmage, that blows the play dead. Some may think, well, how come that's not a free play? Well, the contact negates the opportunity for a free play. Actually, it's a false start. I beg your pardon. Oh, they called MMCRU for a false start. Wow. I am shocked. But it's a 5-yard penalty against the Royals back to the 49-yard line, so it'll be now 2nd and 18. Boy, the Jays caught a break.
Yeah, and I think they're thinking that too. I saw Coach Westhoff down here, and he kind of looked like, dang it. And then he got to the 40 and saw him walking the other way. He's pretty happy camper now.
His mood changed quickly there.
Absolutely.
Here's 2nd and 18. Bork, quick route. Down. It's caught. He's down on a knee, though, to make the catch. That's Blake Berinsky who brought it in at the 44. Picks up 5, and it'll be 3rd and 13.
And that's something MMCRU did in the first couple drives pretty often, was those quick ones, and we haven't really seen much of that since. So they get a little bit back, and now they're in that 3rd and long position, and you're at a position where even if you get 7 yards, is it worth a punt? Right. I don't think they obviously have a kicker. We missed the extra point. It didn't look too comfortable. So are you in 4-down territory? Hard to say.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what the play call is here. 3rd and 13 for the Royals. Play clock's down to 5. Camden Bork at the pistol, and the Jays bring pressure. The Royals picked it up pretty well. Bork throws and overthrows or underthrows, depending on which target he was going to. It was Michael Peterson shallow. It was Eli Schlenger deep. Neither one made the catch. It's incomplete. 4th and 13. It looks like the Royals will punt the football.
Yeah, they're running some guys on here, and it looked like there might have been some confusion, but MMCRU did a good job of holding up right away, but then there was a couple different receivers in the same area. So, it looks like you're going to force the punt here, and who do we have back there? Is that going to be?
Looks like it's Cale Pearson.
It's going to be Cale back there, so he's explosive. If you can get a good return here, you're in good shape.
It looks like this is Carver Miller, I think, about ready to punt the football here for MMCRU. It is. Miller lines it up, and that punt's blocked. The punt's blocked, and the Jays dive on it. Dane Lehman's there at the 40-yard line. It was Mason Small who blocked the punt, and the Jays will get the football in great field position now at their own 42.
And that's one of the biggest punters I've seen. You know, he's
Right.
big fella out there punting, and when you have those guys punting, they're not up there protecting. We have a penalty motion.
Oh, it's I guess an illegal formation or a motion or something, but
Okay.
penalties declined, obviously, if it's against MMCRU, which it was.
It must have been a formational motion then, because normally you would stop that.
Right. Yeah, it had to be a formation penalty then at that point. So
Big play, though.
Yeah, huge. Big block, and now the Jays will get outstanding field position now at their own 42-yard line. 3 receivers, right, 1 left. Cole McCarty's lining up in the shotgun formation. Pearson off his left hip. They fake the give to him, and McCarty keeps. Off tackle running left side. In between the hash and the numbers. He gets hit down to the turf at the 45. A pickup of 3 to make it 2nd and 7.
Yeah, good hard run, and they're going to keep featuring Cole. I mean, he broke off one that got called back, and then he had a 90-yarder, and you know Pearson can go for it too. So we're going to see a lot of those two guys here in the next, whatever this drive is, but for sure the next 6 minutes before half.
Yeah, 6:45 to play before the half, and it's 7-6. Gehlen Catholic leads. That one run for Cole McCarty really has inflated his numbers a little bit, but he is running the ball pretty good outside of that. 7 carries officially for 125 yards and a touchdown right off the get-go. 2nd and 7, and the sweep play goes to Pearson. Right side, he gets a block. Up the right seam, midfield 40, 35-30. Right numbers, 25-20. A foot race to the pylon, and he's in for a Gehlen Catholic touchdown. 55 yards this time on the scamper and score by Cale Pearson, and Gehlen Catholic goes up 13-6 with 6:19 to play in the half.
And that's explosiveness right out of the chutes. He got to that edge and he turned it up. Coach looking one here. Yeah, I saw him turning around. He was crunching some numbers in his head and doing that type of stuff. And sometimes you sit there and go, okay, if we go up 2, then it's a 2-score game. They can't tie it with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but you also don't want to give them an opportunity just to kick an extra point, even though I don't know how comfortable they are kicking extra points for MMCRU.
Yeah,
so
the first one missed, so that'll be interesting to maybe how that the score gaps a little bit. Maybe if we do get to a 9-point game at some point. But here is the point after try. Dylan Pecos on for the kick. Snap and spot are good. The right-footed boot. That is through the uprights.
Now you might go for it.
Oh, they did hit the kicker.
Or are you going to take it on the kickoff?
No, hang on. Jeremy Schindler, they're going to say.
Take it on the kickoff.
Jeremy Schindler's asking Corey Spangler and Travis Westhoff what they want to do here. They are going to take it on the kickoff, I think. So the point after try will be good.
Because you'll kick from 15 yards up, I believe.
I believe so, yeah, because I think they got him for roughing the kicker.
So you'll kick it from the 45?
Somewhere around there, yeah. Well, that's going to be good for the Jays, not good for the Royals. Point after is good with the penalty. 14-6 Jays on top, 6:19 and a half. We're back with the Royals response after this on KLEM.
Connected Electric South is your electrical headquarters for residential, commercial, and agriculture. Call for a free quote today at 546-5062. Call Connected Electric South for all your electrical needs. 546-5062.
Floyd Valley Healthcare wants you to play at the peak of your skills. Don't forget to stretch your muscles, hydrate, and schedule your wellness checks to reach your full potential. Best of luck from Floyd Valley Healthcare in Lamar.
This is Brent Klein, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
I welcome you back here to Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamar's on Callahan Drive at Lamar's Community High School. Alongside Gabe Davis, Daniel Versteg with you. 6:19 to play in the first half, and Gehlen Catholic has scored 14 unanswered. They lead MMCRU by a score of 14-6. The most recent score, a 55-yard rushing touchdown by Cale Pearson after a block punt set the Jays up with outstanding field position. And now, after the point after try was good with a roughing penalty against Dylan Pecos, the Jays are kicking off from the MMCRU 45-yard line. Of course, the regular line of scrimmage for a kickoff is the 40, but with the personal foul roughing the kicker penalty, the Jays will be kicking on MMCRU's side of midfield. This looks like almost one of those indoor football kind of kicks I saw when I was covering the Sioux City Bandits.
And this is something where if you trust it and you have one, you onside kick this thing.
Yeah, try to load something. They're just going to try and boot it deep and guarantee a touchback. And that bounced a yard deep in the end zone. They do signal touchback. Kind of a late whistle. Jays were right on it. But They do blow it dead. It is a touchback, and the Royals will start at their own 20-yard line. That was almost catastrophic.
You don't ever let that happen. And
No.
I know the rule and what it should be, but if an official doesn't see it exactly right or something weird happens and it doesn't get stopped, and I know it should in the high school game, but if something weird, you don't leave that up for opportunity.
No.
If you can catch it, even if it hits off of you and bounces out to the 5-yard line and you try to catch it, it should be dead.
Right.
But you have to try to maintain that ball.
Well, the Royals might have just caught a break there with that ball bouncing a yard deep. It came back into the field of play, but at that point it doesn't matter. The Royals let it bounce, and they catch a break. 1st and 10 now at the 20-yard line. Camden Bork in the pistol. He takes a snap, gives up the middle. John Schmelin wrapped up. Dane Lehman got his first hands on there, and then he gets some help from his friends. Grant Arns, I think, in there on the stop as well. It's a loss of a yard to the 19. It'll be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, if they continue to swarm the line of scrimmage like that, it's going to be a long rest of the game for MMCRU because they've controlled the line of scrimmage. They've moved from a 3-front to a 4-front, and I think they've bounced back and forth, and I think that's confusing some of the MMCRU O-linemen and not allowing them to make the proper reads on things.
I don't think they know where the blitz is coming from.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the tough part about it. You're rushing 4 linebackers now in that formation. It's 2nd and 11 for the 19. Bork, a screen pass right. It is caught on the right numbers by Parker Glassmaker. He carries outside the numbers after the completion, and he's brought down to the 22. Jays swarm to the ball again. 3-yard pickup makes it 3rd and 8.
Yeah, and they're a 3-man front. They have 5 linebackers, and then they have some defensive backs. So that type of play is really tough. You have to be able to run the ball against a 3-man front, and right now, Galen's not allowing it.
No. And the crazy thing, too, is I mentioned it on one of the plays, Gabe. You've got Cale Pearson as a single high safety. He is
way back there,
18 yards off the ball.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's a non-factor in the run game, and the Jays are still dominating
now
things.
They pop down to a 4-man front.
Yeah, here comes the linebacker, 3rd and 8, and Bork slings it with pressure. That ball's deflected, caught by Schlanger with a hand in his face. He's not going to get the marker, but he does pick up 5 to the 27. It'll be 4th and 3 for the Royals.
Yeah, that was a great coverage. I think that was Landon Knipe out there, wasn't it? Number 12? Yeah.
I believe so.
I think Landon Knipe was in coverage, and he knew the ball was coming. He was reaching for it, but he couldn't turn around because he didn't want to lose contact. Great catch, but held him, and now Gehlen gets another opportunity. And so they've really stiffened up after the first quarter there, and they've controlled every facet of the game.
4:18 to go here in the half, and it is a 14-6 Gehlen advantage. 14 unanswered points, mind you, for the Jays. Carver Miller back there to kick it away. It's a high snap, gets it down. This time he's able to get it away cleanly. Up the left sideline, it's bouncing at the 47 of MMCRU, and out of bounds right there. They'll spot it right where it bounced at the 47 of MMCRU, and the Jays will be on the plus side of midfield at the 47.
Yeah, Mason Small kind of got drugged down there as he ran through the guy. He just grabbed his chest and pulled him with him. So sometimes that happens, and they're not going to call it very often. So as the guy that's doing the blocking or being the road bump, whatever you want to call it, you just do what you can and hope you don't get it blocked again, because if it happens twice, coach is going to be very, very unhappy.
Right. That's
especially back there inside the 20.
Yeah, it becomes that much more dangerous at that point of the field. Now the Jays with some good field position again. 1st and 10 of the Royal 47. 3 receivers right, 1 left in a traditional shotgun formation. McCarty fakes the give to Pearson, keeps left side, and the Royals are there for it. A nice job Carver Miller got there. Got some help from Glassmaker afterwards. It is no gain for Cole McCarty at 2nd and 10.
Yep, and the recipe doesn't change for success. If you can control the line of scrimmage, when both teams have done that, whatever team's done that has won. And really, Galen's done it on both sides of the ball the last probably 8 minutes of this game. That play, MMCRU won the line of scrimmage, and they won the play.
3.5 minutes to play before halftime, 14-6. Gehlen leads MMCRU. District opener in Class A District 1. Snap back to McCarty, gives to Pearson this time. He waits for a hole, and he's got one. Left seam 40, 35, 30. Foot race to the 20. Left numbers 10, 5. Touchdown, Gehlen Catholic. Cale Pearson breaks it off for 47 yards, his 2nd rushing score of the night, and Gehlen Catholic leads it by a score of 20-6, 3:13 left in the half.
Yeah, that was great blocking on the perimeter, and once he goes, he goes. I mean, there's so much space there, and he just took off. And so Gehlen has just totally controlled everything. they've pressed the middle a little bit, but they've really gotten to the edges, and that's when things have happened for them.
Give them 20 unanswered points now, 20-6 in favor of Gehlen Catholic with 3:13 left to play here before halftime. And now the point after try upcoming as Gehlen Catholic, like you said, Gabe, has just dominated every facet of this game after the MMCRU score. Snap back, point after try, and Pecos is roughed again. The point after kick is good as well. I assume Gehlen's going to take that on the kickoff again. Yeah, another roughing the kicker penalty against MMCRU. And they will take it on the kickoff. Point after try is good. Your score, 21-6 Jays, 3:13 to play in the half. We are back with more of this district opener after this here on KLEM.
Hey, Bobby Blazer, how long you been waiting in that line? Head over with me to Easy Clean Car Wash. They're going to get you in and out in no time and make that black coat of yours look like $1,000,000.
Say, thanks there, Mickey Mustang. I've been out four-wheeling and I got lots of mud and stuff in my wheel wells and other places as well.
Bobby, didn't Libby Lexus tell you that Easy Clean Car Wash will pre-spray those hard-to-reach places, give you a quick massage, and make you feel and look like a whole new truck?
So that's what Libby Lexus has been up to. You know, Mickey, she's looking fine.
Easy Clean Car Wash on 12th Street, east of Hy-Vee and Lamar's.
This is Drake Hodson, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back here to Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamar's alongside Gabe Davis. Daniel Versteg with you with 3 minutes and 13 seconds left to go before halftime. Gehlen Catholic has exploded. They lead MMCRU 21-6 here in the first half of play. This last score, a 47-yard rushing touchdown for Cale Pearson, his second rushing touchdown of the night. He has now broken off 125 yards on 10 carries and 2 scores. Cole McCarty, 8 carries, 125 yards, and a score as well. Gehlen Catholic has now run the football for 242 yards here in the first half. They have scored 21 unanswered, and all of a sudden, MMCRU has got their heads spinning right now. Nothing is working. And especially after the point after try, another roughing the kicker penalty. And now the Jays will be kicking on MMCRU's side of the field again at the 45-yard line. Dylan Pecos gets into it. It's a line drive end-over-end kick, and this time it is fielded 2 yards deep in the end zone for a touchback. So the Royals learned from their mistake, or near mistake there on the last kickoff. And with 3:13 to go in the half, the Royals will have the ball at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, and you know, MMCRU, it's still a game. You know, it's just 21-6. It's still in the first half, and we've seen them get down the field. The difference is the explosive plays. Gehlen has just been so explosive in the run game.
Right.
Even with the touchdown that's called back, they've had 3 plays over 45 yards, and those are big explosive plays. Any coach loves those. You don't love them when you're on defense, though.
Yeah.
And they're kind of licking their wounds right now.
Well, and you say, too, it's not quite out of reach yet, but if you don't score here, you're in danger of it being out of reach, as Gehlen's going to get the kickoff to start the second half. Here's the first play for MMCRU. It goes right up the middle to John Schmellen, and there was nowhere for him to go. Stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and if Gehlen can stop the run with a 3-man front, I don't want to say they don't have MMCRU doesn't have a chance, but it's going to be very, very tough because you have to be able to pull some guys up if you want to make those passes downfield or if you want to do much with it. They're playing off on the corners. They're playing 3-man up front, and you don't have a whole lot of opportunities if you can't run the ball against. You have 6-on-3 blocking, and it's not happening.
Yep. Here is Bork lining up in the pistol formation. Jays jump.
That's a penalty.
That's a neutral zone infraction. Yep. There were a few. There's a couple guys beating themselves up for it, but there were 3 that bid on the hard count, and that's not bad for MMCRU. Sometimes you just need to steal a few yards, get a penalty there, and they'll have 2nd and 5 because of it.
Yeah, and as an O-lineman, you're probably sitting there going, Coach or quarterback, whoever's calling the snap count, let's switch this up.
Yeah.
They are whooping our butts right now, and one way you can do that is to get them to slow down. The only way you can get them to slow down is change snap count or throw a screen. Well, those are 2 ways that can make it happen.
I was going to say, Gehlen's blitzing too, and they've been jumping the snap a few times and timing it well. Here they come on pressure again. They'll give it to Schmellen wide around the right side. He's got a big first down of the 35.
Big hit out of
and
Cale.
A huge hit. It was
Pearson came in from the safety position.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, that's a 15, 20-yard run he had to get there, and he came in and delivered.
It's a 12-yard carry, though, for John Schmellen, and a first down here for MMCRU. You almost worried that it might be an illegal contact there, where there was a little bit of helmet, I think, involved, but no penalty flag thrown, and now it's 1st and 10 here for MMCRU at the 37. So the Royals pick up a first down, a much-needed first down. Haven't had one in over 6 minutes. And now Camden Bork goes under center. Takes a snap of the single back in the backfield. He gives it to John Schmellen. Nowhere to go for him. Dylan Pecos picks up the tackle there. It's a gain of a yard for Schmellen. It's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, Dane Lehman and Drake Hodson are they're a real issue right now for those guys up front. I don't know what they're doing, if they're just barreling through straight up, but they're causing a problem, and they're deep into the backfield every single time.
MMCRU does have 3 timeouts left with 1:13 to go in the half. Might need to start using them if they're going to score here. 2nd and 9, pump fake. Bork rolling right. He's got time, dumps it off of the flat. Schmellen's got room. Right numbers to the 40, and he is crunched at the 44-yard line. He picks up 6. They'll give him 7 to the 45. Now here's the timeout from Kyle Oswald, and that will be ahead of a 3rd down and 2 play. So 3rd and 2 upcoming for MMCRU. They use their first of 3 timeouts. We'll take the timeout as well. We'll be back with more high school football after this on KLEM Lamars.
Protect your eyes from the sun during the game and all year long with sunwear from Gretkin Family Eye Care downtown Lamars. And don't forget to schedule your back-to-school eye exams with Gretkin Family Eye Care.
Siouxland Glass is so glad you're supporting local athletes and listening to this great matchup. Siouxland Glass wants me to tell you that if you have a chip or crack in your windshield or need the whole thing replaced, you can call them at 540-9080. Siouxland Glass.
Klein Insulation can provide you with a complete insulation system for your attic, crawl spaces, and foundation walls. Call Kyle with Klein Insulation at 540-5691. That's 540-5691.
This is Alex Peters, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
And we are back to Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamars alongside Gabe Davis. Daniel Versteg with you. It is MMCRU football, 3rd and 2 upcoming. They've got their own 45, right at the minute to go mark here in this first half.
The snap count.
21-6 in favor of Gehlen Catholic. See if the Royals try and get them to bite. Bork takes the snap out of the pistol. He drops back, dumps it off, and the catch is made. It's a first down for John Schmellen. Stumbled, kept his footing, and he drags a defender for an extra yard to the 44. He's got 11 for a Royal first down.
You don't have time to huddle. You only have 50 seconds. You have 2 timeouts. You got to be up on the line.
Yeah,
they're going to huddle.
They are going to huddle, so MMCRU's got
going to have to go.
Yeah, 2 timeouts left. 45 seconds to go in the half, and now the Royals maybe see the urgency a little bit, get a peek at the clock. 1st and 10 of the Gehlen 44. Bork out of the shotgun, takes the snap. Got an awkward start, pump fakes, pressure's there, and he's sacked. Back at the 48-yard line, Drake Hodson, the defensive tackle, in there for the sack. It's a loss of 7. It'll be 2nd and 17, and Camden Bork is hurt. Well, that's the last thing the Royals wanted. They also are going to use a timeout here. Bork's thankfully not, hopefully anyway, not severely hurt. He is limping off the field under his own power. That is good to see. But again, a timeout here for MMCRU after they lose 7 yards on the sack of Camden Bork. They will have 2nd and 17. But again, coming up at the half, we'll run down the first half stats for you, get you caught up on some of the things you may have missed. We're also going to try and flag down some scores from around Northwest Iowa, a few big games around the area. Hinton's got a ranked matchup with Western Christian. Akron Westfield in this district. Their opener is at Sibley Cheaton in district play. Remsen St. Mary's, they open district play against Siouxland Christian tonight. And then Kingsley Pearson River Valley. They have a tall task. They are on the road at 9th-ranked Logan Magnolia to start district play. Logan Magnolia, who produced, I think, the best offensive lineman in the state last year in Grant Bricks. So going to be a tall task for the Panthers there, but we'll keep you up to date. We'll try and get you some scores of those contests coming up on our halftime coverage. And, of course, if we don't get you them on our
quarterback
half or
final post-game, we will have those for you on our website later on tonight. Yes, a new quarterback here for MMCRU. Camden Bork limping off the field, 2nd and 17. It's Eli Harpin on the backfield, and he takes a snap. A 3-step drop. He throws left side. That ball is underthrown and incomplete. Looking for Michael Schmelin on a quick out route left side. The incompletion sets up 3rd and 17.
Yeah, and with 22 seconds left, you don't have a whole lot that you're worried about, but don't be surprised if you see a screen and if you a safe play where you can catch it. And if you don't get far enough, you don't have to worry about running another play. Gehlen does have one timeout. They could force them to kick that field goal or to kick that punt or at least run one more play if they really wanted to. But it's probably going to be with a new quarterback, a young quarterback. It's probably going to be something safe here, I would assume.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Because if not, you're really testing the waters.
Right. Yeah. Maybe make Gehlen think about it a little bit. 3rd and 17. 3 receivers right and 1 left. Here comes a 4-man rush. The Royals pick it up. Gives Harpinoff some time. He rolls right now. There's pressure. He's looking to keep, and Drake Hodson is right there. He spins him down. He does pick up 2 to the MMC or the Gehlen Catholic 49. It'll be 4th and 15. It looks like Jeremy Schindler will not use.
Yeah, coach put his hands up like, nope, we're good if they're good. Right now, we're up, and we're going to take that to half.
And they're going to get the ball to start the second half as well, so no pressure to try and score before the half as well. Your score after a very eventful first half of football, it's Gehlen Catholic 21 and MMCRU 6. We will take a break, come back. We'll have your halftime coverage, get you caught up on what you may have missed, maybe get you some scores from around the area as well, all coming up at the half. Again, Gehlen Catholic leads it 21-6. We are back with our halftime coverage after this from Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamars on KLEM Radio.
Hi, sports fans. This is Perry from Ace Hardware in Lamars. We're happy to have a huge selection of what you need to efficiently maintain your home so you can find time to enjoy the game. Check out what's in the store at the new Ace Hardware downtown Lamars.
Make sure your life runs smoothly with an upgraded internet package from Premier Communications, connecting you with the internet speed and television access package that best fits your wants and needs. Premier Communications is happy to support our area coaches, athletes, and the parents who support them. Have a great season.
Hi, this is Misty Zek.
This is Brock Nohava.
Hi, this is Abby Phillips.
Hi, this is Austin Sitzman.
This is Dave Close.
Hi, this is Jody with Exit Realty Midwest.
Exit Realty Midwest is proud to support our area athletes. Find them online at exitrealtymidwest.com.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
Quality Lube of Lamars is proud of all our Plymouth County athletes. At Quality Lube, they focus on you, the customer, to ensure that they can keep you on the road when you need to be. From diagnostic repair to routine oil changes, Quality Lube can do it all.
Hummer's Lawn Care Service will provide you with the services needed for the best-looking lawn in your neighborhood. Is it thatching, fertilizer, or simple maintaining of your freshly cut grass? Call Hummer's Lawn Care at 546-4087.
Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season. The Lamars Knights of Columbus Council 1466 would like to wish our teams the best of luck in the game. The Knights of Columbus is proud to support our schools and many charities throughout the year with our pork chop dinners and fish fries. Check out upcoming events by visiting their Facebook page at Lamar's KFC. For all of your commercial or residential concrete or construction needs, JMax Construction is ready for you. At JMax Construction, you can be sure that your project will be handled with great customer service as well as the best of class construction and concrete work. Call JMax Construction and Concrete today at 540-0574.
Smithco Manufacturing in Lamar's would like to wish our area athletes a safe, successful fall season. For 30 years, Smithco has used great teamwork to produce the #1 selling side dump trailers in the country. To learn how you can join our winning team, go online at sidedump.com.
This is Jake Bogan, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back here to Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamar's alongside Gabe Davis. Daniel Versteg with you, and it is halftime as the Gehlen Catholic Jays lead MMCRU by a score of 21-6. Nice football game so far. Jays have scored 21 unanswered to this point, and it has been quite a first half so far for the Jays. We'll bring you all the totals here in just a moment as we recap the first half. Boy, it looked for a minute there, Gabe. What was it? It was an MMCRU touchdown and then a turnover on downs for the Jays near midfield. It looked like for a moment MMCRU was going to go up 2 scores, that they were going to take kind of a stranglehold on this game, and then all of a sudden Gehlen picks off a pass, and they are like a bat out of hell. At this point, they've scored 21 unanswered.
Yeah, they've really dominated since some early game jitters, woes, whatever you want to call it, and they've overcome it. You saw the first drive, and you thought, uh-oh, with the size that MMCRU had, and they really kind of controlled things. They had the big third down play, good coverage. They just made plays, so you're thinking, uh-oh, this could be a long night for Gehlen. And Gehlen comes out, doesn't quite do as much as they need to. You think that it's going to be different, and it hasn't been. Ever since Cole got that one long run, we've had a couple different ones, and it's been explosive plays for Gehlen, and it's been little to nothing for MMCRU. I mean, they've been dominated up front. The guys up front, Hodson, who else we have up there? We have Mason Small.
Yep.
Those guys have just controlled the line of scrimmage, and it allows your linebackers to make plays. It allows your linebackers to get those stats. Not that they're not getting their own sacks and their own pressures, but the linebackers are free roaming, and the defense is doing a good job of bouncing between a 3-man front, a 4-man front, and I mean, heck, they're even having linebackers pop down into a head-up technique down there, and it's really making it tough for MMCRU to feel comfortable with anything they're doing.
Yeah, they have all of a sudden been very very confused, and yeah, it's been so you pointed it out so many times. You've got a defense that should, in theory, suggest you can run the football against it. A 3-man front. You've got 5 offensive linemen, 3 defensive linemen. You're always maybe bringing a linebacker, so you got 5 on 4 most of the time. The numbers suggest you should be able to run the football, but again, credit Gehlen Catholic. They are moving bodies on the line, pushing people out of the way, and they're getting some great penetration.
Yeah, the line, it's been won by the Gehlen Jays, and that's really what's controlled it. I don't know. You know, I'd have to go back and look at film and look at things a little bit differently. But what happened from that first drive to what we're seeing now, and you know, with high school kids, what it could be, it could just be attitude.
Yeah.
It could just be effort. You know, maybe Gehlen was upset and they're like, this isn't happening to us anymore. And then when things start going bad, maybe MMCRU's going, what the heck? What? Maybe this isn't our night.
Yeah, right.
You know, and so that could be 50% of it at least for these guys. But you know, there's still a lot of game left. Gehlen does get the ball. They can really set the tone early in the second half and make it a very steep hill, especially if Mr. Bork can't come back. You know, he was a little banged up right there towards the end, so you put the sophomore in at quarterback. Hopefully he's able to come back and be healthy for their sake. But if not, we're going to see a lot of number 3 and number 10 carrying the ball. And then I think the defensive line is going to continue to make plays.
Yeah, I obviously don't want to speculate or say one way or the other, but it didn't look good when we saw Camden Bork make his way toward the bench, toward the I guess to the locker room there for halftime. So we hope he can come back in, but boy, it just it's not looking like it's going to be that way. So we'll see as the game progresses. Let's run down let's run down first of all the drive summary so far. MMCRU got the football, and again we go back to it. They looked like they were going to just dominate this game. Go 6 plays, 77 yards. Quick touchdown from John Schmillen made it 6-0. And then again, Gehlen gets on a long drive. They get near the red zone, but then some penalties back them up. They turn it over on downs. MMCRU gets the ball near midfield, throw an interception on their third drive. Gehlen then goes 3 and out. The ensuing MMCRU drive. That ends in a fumble. It was turned over by Michael Peterson. The Jays pick it up, and at the 3-yard line, 2 plays later, they score a 90-yard rushing touchdown for Cole McCarty. That made it 7-6. The ensuing MMCRU drive pick up a first down. They are then forced to punt. It was blocked by Mason Small, picked up by Dane Lehman. Cale Pearson on the second play of the ensuing drive, 55-yard house call. MMCRU goes 3 and out. The next drive for Gehlen Catholic. 1 play, nothing. Second play, 47-yard run for Cale Pearson. He gets into the end zone for a touchdown, and all of a sudden it's 21-6. At that point, MMCRU was able to get a little bit of a drive going there to end the first half, but again, with Camden Bork getting dinged up, that kind of killed all their momentum, so they took it into the half from there. It's 21-6. Some of the numbers, at least from a statistical standpoint, MMCRU's moved the ball 183 yards of total offense, 126 passing, and 57 yards rushing to this point. You look at Camden Bork, and this is going to be a tough guy if they can't let him stay in the ballgame. He's 9 of 12 for 57, or 126 passing yards, and the running game's worked well as well. John Schmelin, 9 carries, 55 yards, and a rushing touchdown, but to this point, it has not been enough to this point, because on the other side, Gehlen Catholic, boy, they're running the football like crazy. 242 yards on the ground, a total of 265 yards of offense. That includes 23 passing yards. Cole McCarty, 3 for 3, 23 yards through the air, but it is with his feet that he's done the damage. 8 carries, 125 rushing yards, and a touchdown. And then, of course, Cale Pearson, 10 carries, 125 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. He's also picked off a pass, so you've got that going for him on the defensive side, as Gehlen Catholic has just controlled this ball game at the half. Again, the score, 21-6 in favor of Gehlen Catholic. If you are, if we're kind of looking in the locker room a little bit, you've got Gehlen that's up. I mean, they're going to get the ball in the second half. You got to think Coach Schindler's saying, "Hey, we got to go for the jugular. We got to put this one away. We got to go up 3 scores, because at this point, I think a touchdown to start the second half, Gabe, that would probably put MMCRU out of it just from an everything physical, mental kind of standpoint there."
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Galen's going to try to go for it right away, and when I say go for it right away, they're probably not going to chuck it down the field in that manner, but they're going to try to have a drive, and if it takes 4 to 6 to 8 minutes, that's fine, but they're going to try to score this any way possible, get it into the end zone, and make something happen there. And, you know, the coaches in the MMCRU locker room, you know, they said their word of the week, was ready.
Ready.
And they wanted to change it from a question mark to an exclamation point, or to put a period at it, say, yes, we are ready, instead of are you ready? And they don't have time for it to be a question anymore. If they're questioning anything, it's going to be a short second half, because it's going to be over and we're going to start seeing subs and that type of thing. The one thing that Coach Oswald said was, we feel like we have more guys, that we can run in and out, and maybe that's where the gap closes a little bit in the second half. We've seen Dane Lehman and Mason Small and Cole McCarty and Jake Bogan and Cale Pearson. They're all playing, and they're playing a lot. And maybe if there's some opportunities for MMCRU, it might come from some fresher legs in the third and fourth quarter. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Galen's going to come out here and they're going to try to start tapping a nail in the coffin, and one score may do that.
Yeah, it might do that for sure, as Gehlen currently leads this one 21-6, and it is such a good point that MMCRU, maybe some fresh legs, because sometimes, Gabe, you've been in some of those locker rooms in an instance where stuff's just not working, and sometimes it just takes an out-of-the-box weird thing. You just got to change something up, and something sticks at that point. Maybe that's what MMCRU needs to do to right the ship here.
Well, and really the way it flipped for Gehlen was on a play that didn't go their way to originally start, where they get the catch, and the guy's going down. He's inside the 15, and then he gets tackled and fumbles, and they collect it inside the 3. And I remember you saying, this isn't a great place to be, but at least you have the ball.
Yep.
If MMCRU can come out, force a turnover, get something goofy to happen, and then all of a sudden you close it to one score, it's a whole new game. rather than going in 2 scores down and feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah, because to your point, Gabe, there has not been a turnover for Gehlen Catholic. They turned it over on downs on their first drive, but as far as a giveaway, that has not happened
You
here
said
tonight.
it, not me. So if it happens, that was Daniel. That was not me.
I will take responsibility for the broadcaster's jinx if that ends up happening in the second half there. Again, the score at the break, 21-6 in favor of Gehlen Catholic. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll run down the halftime scores from around the area or in-progress scores. We do have halftime scores for all Plymouth County teams that are currently in action. Of course, Lamar's Community won last night, 28-8 over Sioux City North. We can tell you that at this point in our halftime coverage. We'll get you some halftime scores from around Plymouth County, and then we'll expand that to around Northwest Iowa, get you some games of note. Again, 21-6 in favor of Gehlen Catholic at the half. We're back with our some scores around the area after this on KLEM.
Sweet 16 Lanes is a proud supporter of our area athletes. When Lamar's or Gehlen wins, head over to Sweet 16 Lanes after the game. Show your team spirit with your apparel, buy your first game, and get your second game free. Celebrate the win at Sweet 16 Lanes.
Top-notch automotive owners Jerry and Jason Mura can help with all your auto repair needs, from AC repair to transmission rebuilds, engine replacement, steering, suspension diagnostics, and more. Call 712-546-7430 or stop by Top-Notch Automotive, 1600 18th Street Southwest, Lamar's.
Score big with the Sitzman Real Estate Team. Hometown realtors Shane, Peggy, Lance, and Patty are cheering the Lamar's Bulldogs and Gehlen Jays on to a victory. Buying or selling, call the Sitzman Real Estate Team today at 546-7881.
Does your bank pay you a great rate on your checking account? With Northwest Bank's Compass Rewards account, you can earn our best rate. Plus, there are no monthly service fees. We have easy-to-use banking services at your fingertips. Plus, we reward you for growing your relationship with us. So check us out. You'll be glad you did. nw.bank/best rates. Northwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Commitment you can bank on.
Touchdown for great times at the Lamar's Eagles Club. Join us Tuesday nights for bingo, and don't miss our delicious Wednesday night burger night. Proud sponsors of local athletics, where the fun never stops. Visit the Eagles Club this week.
Men's fashions, tuxedo rentals, and dry cleaning services. That's Measures Clothing Lamar's. Open weekdays 9 till 5:30, Saturdays 9 till 4. See Chad for your homecoming outfits and more. That's Measures in the middle, downtown Lamar's.
Hi, Jessica G. Well, hello, Libby Lexus. I'm so excited to get the spa treatment at Easy Clean Car Wash. My owner knows how much I love the soft water. Oh, and the quick massage just makes my bumpers tingle.
And the blow dry is to die for. It always leaves my exterior sleek and shiny.
My owner bought me a year pass so I can have the spa treatment anytime I want.
Hey, ladies. Ooh, nice tires.
Oh, Mickey Mustang is such a player.
Easy Clean Car Wash. Give your car the spa treatment today. 12th Street east of Hy-Vee Lamar's.
Hi, this is April Lusink, PT Assistant at Lamar's Physical Therapy. Our team of dedicated therapists provide evidence-based physical and occupational therapy in a fun environment. No one likes to be hurting, so choose us for your therapy needs. We know you'll be glad you did. Lamar's Physical Therapy, 546-1718. No doctor referral required.
Williams & Company, certified public accountants, congratulates all area athletes in support of excellence, good sportsmanship, and the spirit of teamwork. A proud sports sponsor, Williams & Company, CPAs, your full-service business advisor with a local office in Lamar's. Young and old alike enjoy the competition of high school sports. Some participate, some watch, and some remember how it was. It's only a game, but it offers great life lessons and memories that last a lifetime. A few thoughts from Dan and Lori Rexwinkle of Rexwinkle Funeral Homes in Lamar's and Akron.
This is Jeremy Schindler, head coach for the Gehlen Catholic football team. You're listening to Jays Football on 1410 AM, 96.9 FM, KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamar's and to our halftime coverage. Again, with me is Gabe Davis, Daniel Versteg with you. Halftime here in Lamar's, and your score at the halftime break. It's Gehlen Catholic 21 and MMCRU
6. Well, now comes the portion of our halftime coverage where we try and catch you up on some of the scores from around Plymouth County, Northwest Iowa. We're going to first start with some of our area scores as we got some good games going on. We'll start with the game that is already decided, seemingly. 4th-ranked Remsen St. Mary's, they are crushing their district opener with Siouxland Christian. That is a 48-0 lead for the Hawks at the halftime break at Sunrise Park in Remsen. Now to some of the closer games. A big one here in Hinton. The Hinton Blackhawks facing off with 5th-ranked Western Christian non-district ball game. Blackhawks have a 20-14 lead at the half. Good start for Hinton. See if they can keep it going at the half. And then a couple of games are tied in Class A District 1. Akron Westfield and Sibley Ocheyedan go into the locker room knotted up at 14. Kingsley Pearson River Valley and 9th-ranked Logan Magnolia. That ball game is all knotted up as well. Score of that contest 6-6 at the halftime break. Should also note we're hoping to try and chat with John Sievert coming up on our Coach's Corner show tomorrow morning, along with our regular interviews with Ken Vigdahl and Jeremy Schindler. We'll try and have some comments from Coach Sievert. Hopefully a victory is in store. Going to have to get to work in the second half to knock off Sibley Ocheyedan. Now let's expand things, and we'll try and track down some scores, some miscellaneous scores from around Northwest Iowa. We'll first head up to Open Space Park, where the Spirit Lake Indians, the preseason #1 team in Class 2A, they were pretty frustrated with their loss to Algona last week, so they are crushing Sioux Center 42-0 in the third quarter of that ball game in Sioux Center. Boyden Hall Rock Valley, probably upset they lost to Western Christian last week, so they are dominating West Sioux. That score at the half, 28-3 in favor of the Nighthawks. Unity Christian an 8-0 lead over the Ridgeview Raptors. That game's at the half. Cherokee, MMCRU lost to them last week. The Braves with a 21-12 lead over Sioux Central at the halftime break. West Lyon is just dominating Lawton Bronson, 35-0 that score at the half. Sheldon leads South O'Brien 18-13 in the third quarter. Sergeant Bluff Luton's got a 7-3 lead over Sioux City East at the half. Top-ranked team in Class A, that's Woodbury Central, dominating Westwood 27-0 at the halftime break. Central Lyon George Little Rock, good battle with MOC Floyd Valley, 17-14 at the half. We're going to see the Dutch 2 weeks from tonight when Lamars finishes their non-district schedule at Corver Field and Develoy Stadium. And the final score from Northwest Iowa we can track down for you. It is the Bishop Heelan Crusaders. They are smoking Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln 30-3. That score is at the half in Sioux City. But again, your halftime score here at Jim Lorenzen Field at Lamar's Community High School. It is Gehlen Catholic 21 and MMCRU 6. We'll take one more break, and when we come back, we'll start the second half. Jays are going to get the opening kickoff of the second half when we come back here on KLEM Lamar's.
When it comes to service, your Lamar's Hy-Vee is #1 for shopping both in-store and online. Save with the Fuel Saver Plus Perks Rewards program at Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and 4 walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
Remember Stockton Towing, your AAA trained and certified operators for Iowa, Nebraska, and South Dakota. No matter when or where, call 402-508-5500. Stockton Towing, your roadside lifeguard and proud sponsor of high school sports.
This is Dan Lehman, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamar's alongside Gabe Davis, Daniel Versteg with you. We thank you for keeping it tuned to our halftime coverage here tonight as the Gehlen Catholic Jays lead MMCRU in the district opener by a score of 21-6. The winner will get early bragging rights in Class A District 1. The loser, they'll still be in a not too bad of a shape, but we'll just have a little bit more of a hole to dig out of
Again, Gehlen Catholic with a commanding start to this ball game, again leading it by a score of 21-6 at the half. I did want to also point out one more score, considering we are in Class A District 1, tracking down the other score from the district currently. We've got another tie ball game at the half there. It's Alta Aurelia and Hartley Melvin Sanborn knotted up at 14 at the half. So you've got South O'Brien down in non-district play. Akron Westfield and Sibley Ocheyedan are tied at 14. Alta Aurelia, Hartley Melvin Sanborn tied at 14. This one's 21-6. Translation, I think Class A District 1 will be just as competitive, if not more competitive, as it has been in years past. It's going to be a fun year to figure out which of these 4 teams in this 7-team district will play in the round of 32. One thing we do know, MMCRU will be kicking off the football here to start the second half. Gehlen Catholic will see if they can try and extend their lead. They've scored 21 unanswered. Another touchdown would grow that lead to 3 possessions. MMCRU ready to boot the kickoff toward the right sideline. This bounces at the 20. It rolls toward the sideline, and a great play by Wyatt Coons. He lets it roll out of bounds, and Gehlen Catholic will get great field position. You could see him. He was kind of thinking about, oh, do I leave it? And a wise choice to let it roll out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a smart play. He waited as long as he could, and then he could kind of tell by that next bounce that it looked like it was going over there. He got away from it. Now you get it all the way out to the 35, and the field position on kickoffs has been, really slanted towards Gehlen because of a couple penalties by MMCRU on the extra points. They've kicked off from the 45 instead of 15 yards back. Right. And now they're getting the ball all the way out to the 35, so they've really had the field position battle right away.
Yeah, it's continuing as well. 1st and 10 now at the 35-yard line. Gehlen Catholic up 21-6. And here's Cole McCarty in the pistol. Turns and gives. Cale Pearson trying to find a hole. He bounces off tackle. Left numbers to the 40, and up the left sideline he goes, making something out of a nothing to the 41. He picks up 6 to make it 2nd and 4.
Yeah, and Coach Oswald talked about last week some arm tackling and things like that, and I don't know if it's as much arm tackling in that, but it just looked like they're a little bit off balance, and Cale's shifty enough that, and once he hits it, he goes. They're almost lunging and diving at him a little bit, and you just can't tackle a good, speedy, strong runner like that.
I was going to say, especially Cale Pearson. You can't lunge against Cale. Well, we've seen what happened when you do that. 2 big runs. 2nd down and 4 now for the Jays of the 41. McCarty takes the snap. This time he's bootlegging right off the play fake. He dumps it off Dylan Pecos. A 1st down and more. 45-50. Stiff arms a defender 45. Right numbers 40. Cuts it right side to the 30. He keeps carrying, dragging defenders to the 27-yard line. A great run for Dylan Pecos. On the catch, he goes for 32 and a Gehlen 1st down.
And that's 100% because they've run the ball so well. I mean, they just had to sell out, and that allowed him to get – and there was nobody near him when that pass was thrown and when it was caught, and then he just kind of weaved through, maybe ran a couple guys over, and now they're in prime position to really maybe put this one – don't want to say it away, but pretty darn close.
I mean, 3 possessions in a game at this point of the ball game is very tough to come back from. So, I mean, it's never over, but it definitely puts you really far behind the 8 ball. 1st and 10 from the 27. McCarty the snap. He gives. Sweet play left for Pearson. Oh, there was nothing there, so he's going to reverse it right side. There's all kinds of green. 25-20, 15-10-5. One man to beat to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown, Gehlen Catholic. Cale Pearson started running a sweep to the left side. The Royals were all over it. So he said, I'm going to go right side and run it in 27 yards for the score, and the Jays go up 27-6.
Yeah, that's so defeating. They actually cut off the edge, the defensive end, the linebackers, they were all out there, but the backside defensive end had a bad pursuit. They popped it back around the edge. You had Cole McCarty plus the receivers that were already blocking out there, and then like we've said a few times before, Cale's tough to tackle. He's just tough to tackle.
12 carries, 158 yards, and 3 rushing touchdowns unofficially tonight for Cale Pearson. And to think, he almost lost 3 yards on that play if he would have stuck with the original play call. But, boy, what a job to reverse field. Now the point after try. Snap and spot are good. And Dylan Pecos' right-footed kick, that is just as good as well. And your score now with 10:28 to play in the 3rd. It's 28-6. Gehlen Catholic all over the Royals. We're back to see how MMCRU responds after this. You're on KLEM.
Colbeck Incorporated is proud to support local high school athletics. They encourage you to play hard and play smart and always show good sportsmanship. Best of luck from your friends, Brian, Kevin, and Wayne Colbeck.
State Farm agent Michael Crank is a proud supporter of local athletics. Whether you are looking for auto, home, or health insurance, choose the agent that will be on your side. State Farm agent Michael Crank.
This is Cale Pearson, and you're listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
Cale Pearson breaks off his third rushing touchdown of the night, and he takes his time to welcome you back to the broadcast as well. 10:28 to play in quarter number 3, and Gehlen Catholic has taken a 28-6 lead on MMCRU. Just 3 plays to go 65 yards, a 27-yard rushing touchdown for Cale Pearson, who now tonight has carried the ball 12 times unofficially for 158 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns. And now MMCRU finds themselves down 22 points. It's a 3-possession ball game tonight in Lamar's. And the Royals are just trying to put the pieces back together, trying to figure out what has hit them. They led it 6-0 after the first drive of the ball game, and since then Gehlen has scored 28 unanswered points. Kickoff coming for Dylan Pecos, and he sends the high right-footed kick deep into the Lamar's night sky, and it's fielded at the 6-yard line. And running it back to the right seam is Eli Harpenaugh, and he's lucky to get back to the 20-yard line. Again, Gabe pointing it out right away to start the second half. We see it again. The Royals have had just awful field position after kickoffs.
Yeah, it hasn't been good, and now you start at the 20, which, that's just as good as a touchback. So
right.
you don't quite get it there. But now your quarterback just took that, because it looks like Mr. Bork's not going to be coming back. Yeah. And we hope that this is maybe a half he's out and he can come back in the coming weeks. But right now Harpenaugh is going to be in at quarterback, and he just took that handoff, or took that catch. You don't want him taking too many more hits.
No, that's a tough thing, because I don't know what number 3 option is. Hopefully we don't find out. Here's Harpenaugh on the pistol. He turns, gives, and John Schmellin's got a little bit of room. A nice first down run. Gets good positive yardage for the Royals. 6 yards to the 26, running off the right tackle, and it's 2nd and 4.
And this is where it's hard, because really, MMCRU hasn't had a whole lot of success in the air. They've been okay. Nothing real explosive besides the 140-yarder, and I think that kind of skews the stats a little bit on how much they have. But they're going to have to kind of stick to running the ball, because that's what they do, and they have the big guys up front. But you can't do that forever.
I was going to say, and then can you do that and come back from a 3-possession deficit with how your defense has played too? That's all in the factor too. 2nd and 4 now from the 26-yard line. Harpenaugh turns, he gives it. John Schmellin bounces off tackle left side.
Baby.
Nothing develops, and another big hit. Oh, it's Cole McCarty there again. Looked like Easton Spangler. No gain. It's 3rd and 4.
Yeah, he tried to bounce it out. Great job of taking on the block by Dylan Pecos. They kind of pulled it, and they had a counter, and he took it on. He stayed square to the line. That's textbook how you teach it. And it forced it to go outside, which was fine, because now you have dudes out there to take care of it.
So now a big 3rd down and 4 for MMCRU. Can you stay on the field offensively and give yourself a chance at least? 2 receivers, right, 1 left. Pistol set, and Harpenaugh drops back to throw. He's rolling out right into some pressure. Now he's stuck on the sideline, just chucks it up the sideline. A jump ball into coverage. Ooh, Michael Peterson had 2 hands on the ball, but he couldn't come down with it. There were 3 Jays and 2 Royals there. It falls incomplete, and the Royals will line up to punt. They go 3 and out.
Yeah, and he had to just kind of chuck it up, but you wonder if he would have turned it up if he couldn't have gotten the 3 or 4 yards there, and put him maybe in a 4th and manageable, and you never want to have to go for it here, but your backs are against the wall if you're the Royals right now.
Yeah, because punting, it really puts you in between a rock and a hard place now. Down 3 possessions, 28-6, 8:50 to play in the 3rd quarter. Carver Miller does line up to punt, though. He gets it away. This is a good line drive kick. Pearson's able to run up on it. 47 makes the first man miss. Right seam, 50.
That's going to be
right numbers, 40. 35, there's a penalty flag flying, and Pearson goes out of bounds to the 31.
Easton Spangler.
Yep.
Yeah,
so
can't do that.
Cale Pearson with a nice return up to the 27, but it will all be negated due to a blocking penalty. I think a block in the back potentially.
It's going to be a kind of a blind side. I don't think it's going to be a one that's going to be a personal foul of any sort.
It will be.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they're going to get him for the blind side or crackback block.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a couple different names for it. But a personal foul penalty will set the Jays up with let's just say, not as good a field position as they would have had without the penalty.
Yep.
And they're going to back this all the way up into Gehlen territory, I think up to the 41. Yep, to the 41-yard line. And now with 8:39 to play, Jays get the football back, though.
I'm watching Easton try to explain what happened, and I don't think he's telling the whole story down there.
Nope.
It's kind of funny. He's like, I ran in front of him, and no, that wasn't it. But they'll see it on film, and you'll learn the lesson.
Yep.
But yeah, now his dad's talking to him, saying, "Yep, you can't do that, bud.
No.
You just can't do it."
Yeah, Travis Westhoff was trying to get through to him, and Easton didn't want to hear it, and now Corey's going to tell him what for.
Yep. He's like, "No, you can't do that, bud."
Yeah, absolutely. 1st and 10 of the 41. McCarty gives, and it looks like that was Wyatt Coons on the carry. We'll see if he pops out of the pile there. It's a yard. It is Wyatt Coons to the 42. Just a yard there for Coons. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and this is going to be an opportunity. Now you're up a few scores, and as much as you'd love to have Kale go off for 250 or whatever he might need, it's fine to have him stand over here,
right,
rest the legs. It's a long season, especially, these smaller schools that don't have the depth. You have freshmen out there playing their first varsity time, and, it's okay to have Kale sit back a little bit.
Absolutely. The stats are one thing, but keeping him healthy is the main thing. 2nd and 9. McCarty keeps around the right side, and a penalty flag is thrown. They're going to get the Jays for a hold, I think, on the outside as McCarty picks up 5 to the 47.
Call that on Dylan, and I'm not sure Dylan Pecos was holding. I think he was just really dominating that guy, but they are going to call a hold out there,
yep.
I think.
So it will be 10 yards from the spot, so the Jays aren't going to have too big a loss here, but this is going to hurt them. Yep, holding penalty is the call against Gehlen Catholic. 10 yards from the spot, so they'll end up losing a net of 5 back to the 37-yard line on the holding penalty. So instead of a pickup of 6, they lose 5.
Yeah, and he was the lead blocker. He was out on the edge, and obviously they've got a little bit better angle than we do, so we hate to criticize because they're doing a great job out there.
Yes.
But it did look like Dylan was kind of just manhandling the guy that he was blocking and pushing him around. But sometimes, you know what? Everybody's human, so if they missed it, if they got it right, it doesn't matter. They're in charge.
And sometimes the slightest of jersey tugs is all it takes to get the hold as well. 2nd and 14. It's Cale Pearson now in the backfield, and the Royals stand tall. They are all over that play. Eli Schlanger was in there. John Schmelin, a couple of other Royals making the stop. It's no gain there for Pearson. It'll be 3rd and 14 now.
Yeah, I don't know if some of the Jays lost their footing or if they cut or what. It looked like they'd fallen. Maybe they got thrown down. I'm not quite sure, but the O-line didn't quite hold up like they have been. So now it's a 3rd and long, and really MMCRU has no choice but to get a stop here.
Yep, they got to get the ball back. 7:20 to play in the 3rd quarter. MMCRU's down 28-6. It's 3rd and 14. And McCarty throws a screen left side. It's caught by Coons. Outside left, numbers 40. And a nice pursuit there from Michael Peterson. 42-yard line. Wyatt Coons dragged down for a 5-yard pickup. It'll be 4th and 9, and the Jays are forced into a punting scenario.
That was a great tackle on the edge there, and took down Coons. Peterson did a great job of pursuit, keeping that shoulder clear and making sure that he didn't get juked out of anything. But that's also I think Peterson's a senior, correct? Yeah, he's a senior. Yep. So Coons is a young sophomore. He'll have his opportunities to get on the edge and get those plays down the road.
Yeah, Peterson he just had a great angle to that ball carrier. I was so impressed with that. Met him right at the point there you wanted to. And now Cale Pearson bobbles the snap of the punt. He does have time, not much of a rush, and he gets a line drive kickoff. This bounce at the 34, and now the Royals have trouble fielding the bouncing ball, but I think they did get back on at the 27-yard line. So a couple of bobbles, and both teams dodge bullets. MMCRU will have the football at their own 27.
And that's a situation where, yeah, you'd love to score if you're Gehlen. You want to score every time, but the reality of it is, and I think we said it last night, rather than turning it over, punting can be winning, and that's my Hawkeye blood bleeding through here again. Punting can be winning, and as long as if you turn the ball over there, that's no good. But you punt it down there, even if it wasn't the best punt in the world, you force them to go 70 yards.
Do we need to set a line for tomorrow's punt number? What do you think it'd be, 12 and a half or something like that?
What do you mean? They scored 40 points last week. Best offense ever.
Yeah, the best offense ever. Oh, my goodness. Here's 1st and 10. Eli Harpinaugh keeps on the bobbled snap, and he's going to lose a couple of yards back to the 25. That was trouble from the get-go.
Yep.
He fumbled the snap, and there's not much you could do after that.
No, and once you're chasing things around and looking to try to make something happen, that makes it tough. So now you're behind the sticks again, and they just haven't been able to get things going in a positive direction very often since that very first drive.
Yeah, first drive and nothing since. 2 turnovers, a few punts. One of those punts was blocked. I mean, it has just been like a light switch here for MMCRU now. 2nd and 12 from the 25. It's Harpinaugh on the pistol. High snap, and he fumbled a handoff. Loose football. It's still squirting around back there, and MMCRU did dive back on the ball. John Schmellen saves the possession of the 13, but he's going to lose a dozen, and it's going to be 3rd down and 24.
Just nothing going right.
No.
Nothing going right for them, and everything going right for the Jays right now. The only thing that wasn't was whatever lineman it was. I don't know which one. He had 6 in his eyes. He wanted to pick. He wanted to scoop and score that bad boy.
Football first, yardage second.
Yep.
That's the way to go. But hey, you're still in a good spot if you're a Gehlen defensive player. 3rd and 24 now for MMCRU with 5 minutes to go.
He's 25 yards from the ball.
He's standing at the down to gain. Harpinaugh's rolling right. He's going to run right numbers 15 to the 20, and that's where he's dragged down. A pickup of 7 for Eli Harpinaugh will set up 4th and 17 and an obvious punting scenario.
Yeah, he just really had nothing going there and tried to roll out and make the best of it. But when you're in that situation, there's 2 ways to think about it. And Gehlen thought about, you know what, we're just going to stay back. We're going to force you to throw it. You haven't thrown it deep multiple times. We're going to make you throw it. And now Kale's actually as deep as he was on that last play.
Pretty much at this point. He'll be lined up to return this punt from Carver Miller this time. 4:15 to play in the 3rd and a 28-6 Gehlen advantage. Snap back to Miller. He leaps to recover it, and now he sends a wobbling punt up to the 48-yard line. Pearson corrals it in traffic. He makes the first man miss, but then gets brought down across the 40 to the 39. We'll give him a 9-yard return. Jays will start at the MMCRU 39.
Yeah, and it's just, again, look at the field position.
Yes.
I mean, they're at the 40-yard line. It's just – It's not good for MMCRU, and it's coming up all roses for the Gehlen Jays right now. There 4 minutes left. They've had the ball over the 50 for this whole quarter once they got it there the first time, and they've controlled every facet of it and looking to definitely put it away right here.
I mentioned this to a few people after last week's game, but with how Gehlen started, they had such good field position for the first quarter and a half, couldn't turn it into points. Tonight they're turning it into points, and I'm sure Coach Schindler will be very pleased about that when we talk to him tomorrow morning. McCarty, play fake. He's going to air it out right seam. Dylan Pecos coming back to the football, and he couldn't get back there on the underthrown pass. It's incomplete. Parker Glassmaker, the coverage man downfield. It's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I'm not sure Cole had a grip on that.
No.
You know, he looked like he kind of shot-putted that one out there. It looked a little uncomfortable on the throw and couldn't quite get enough on it. But, yeah, back to the field position. You know, last week they had good field position, and really they started off the one drive at their 3. So even when they haven't had good field position, they've been able to convert and get the first downs to move the sticks or have the explosive plays.
Yeah, they just have been taking advantage of everything at this point here tonight. That's why they're up 28-6. Gehlen is 2nd and 10. A give to Pearson off tackle left side, and a nice job by the Royals. They bring him down for a loss. Grant Prescott got in there, and he made some trouble. A loss of 2, and it's 3rd and 12.
MMCRU's done a great job so far. The last 2 drives of really controlling the line of scrimmage, and this is not a situation where I think Gehlen's putting in guys that, you know, getting extra reps here in the 3rd quarter. This is still everybody playing. So they're stepping up, and they're being more aggressive with the linebackers, staying in front and not getting that juke, that one quick leg and go.
So 3rd down and 12 now for Gehlen at the Royal 41. 2 on either side of McCarty. Rolls out to his right, looking to throw right away. Now he's going to run. He gets a block up ahead from Pearson. Right numbers 35-30. He's near the marker, pushed out of bounds. The spot's going to be everything here. I think they're going to give it to him, and McCarty is cramping up on the play, I think. He is slow to get up on the sideline. He is off the playing surface, so they'll be able to continue. But now the question is, who's going to play quarterback for the Jays?
With 1 yard to go here.
And out comes Jack Roberts, and yeah, he did not get the line to gain, I don't believe. that spot is very close. He needed the 29.
He got the 28.5.
My goodness. Not quite enough. The 29.5-yard line. So it'll be 4th and 2 feet here for Gehlen Catholic on the 11-yard carry by Cole McCarty, who is replaced on this play. He's still down on the sideline. Jack Roberts is your backup quarterback. He will take the snap here on 4th and 1. A shotgun snap. The give to Pearson. He stood up, but he was able to fight his way forward and get a couple of yards up to the 27-yard line. Pearson picks up the first down exactly when they needed it for Gehlen Catholic.
You knew you were going to see Kale there. I'm really surprised they ran that play because they have not moved Cole, and he is just stretching out of cramp. So I don't think it's anything major, it looks like. But they haven't even. I mean, he's got 1 foot on the white down there. So I'm really kind of surprised they're still didn't shuffle him back a little bit. But good first down there for Gehlen and another movement of the sticks.
So 2:40 to go in this third quarter. Seeing what Jack Roberts can do. He gives around the left side, and Pearson turns up the seam to the 25. Tackled forward for a nice positive gain to the 22-yard line. Give him 6, and it'll be 2nd and 4.
Yep, and MMCRU's, they're going to focus on Kale, rightfully so.
Right.
So don't be surprised if you see Jack keep one of these and go around and there's maybe nobody there because they are all flowing really hard to Kale Pearson, rightfully so. He's approaching 200 yards.
Yeah.
He's got a couple touchdowns. Don't be surprised if he keeps one of these and goes around the edge and nobody's near him.
We're at the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter. 28-6 Gehlen Catholic. Roberts out of the pistol. He turns, fakes it. Now he's looking to throw right seam. This one's caught at the 20-yard line. Dylan Pecos jukes a defender 15, jukes another to the 12, and he's brought down at the 11-yard line. A pickup of 11 on Jack Roberts' first varsity completion goes to Dylan Pecos and goes for a J first down.
And another, looks like another J out there trying to stretch out the toes, number 52. That'd be Munoz.
Alexander Munoz.
It's nice out. It doesn't feel like it should be cramping up weather, but it's still early in the year, and you just never know. And no matter how much a coach says, kids don't take care of themselves like they should. There's my coach moment of the night. Coach and dad moment of the night.
And the hydration and all that kind of stuff, it starts on Monday.
Yep, absolutely.
It starts 2 weeks before game day. You don't drink a lot Friday morning and think you're good. Here's the snap and the give to Pearson. He's trying to reverse field right side again to the 10, to the 5, race to the pylon. He dives for it. He's out of bounds.
Just short.
He's out of bounds at the 2. 9 yards there for Kale Pearson. It'll be 2nd and 1, and now we have a Royal that's slow to get up on the play.
And he's holding his upper thigh, so I don't know if he's cramping up too, or if he got hit. He's going to have to go out because they stopped it for him.
It's Blake Berinsky, the junior. He is jogging off the field, so that's a good sign right away.
2-yard line there. Bob's busy tonight. He's going to get his steps in going back and forth over there.
Yeah, we love Bob Augustine, but it's nice for him to have a night in which he doesn't work a whole lot.
Absolutely.
We don't want him to have too much of things to do, but unfortunately he has been busy here tonight. But if there is somebody to be busy, there's nobody better than Bob Augustine to do it. So.
Yep, for sure.
So it'll be 2nd and 1 from the 2 as Kale Pearson turned something into nothing again. 9-yard carry there. And now here is Roberts in the pistol. 2 receivers either side. It's Pearson in the backfield. They turn, give to Pearson, lowers the shoulder, fights his way to the goal line. He didn't get in. He got the first down, though, to the 1-yard line, so it'll be 1st and goal. It just wasn't quite able to get
to squeak through there.
Yeah, not quite enough leverage on the push, but it's a fresh set of downs. So now you got 4 plays from the 1-yard line to try and punch it in. With a minute to go in the third, and again a 28-6 Gehlen Catholic lead over MMCRU.
Yeah, and if I'm Jack, I might say, "Hey, Kale, you've had a couple. I don't get many of these opportunities, so I'm gonna try to get myself in here and maybe get one around the edge because they're going to be swarming."
Yeah, Kale's got 3. Spread the wealth a little bit, maybe. Nope, they are going to give it to Pearson. He's trying to fight his way in. He's on top of a lot of bodies.
They didn't give it to him.
They didn't give it to him. He is short again. Stood up at the 1, so we'll try it again on 2nd and goal. Nice job by the Royal defense. They have planted their feet on the goal line and said, hey, we're going to try and get a win here. Dane Lehman's a little slow to get up, but he seems like he's all right.
Touchdowns make it all feel better. So you get in the end zone and whatever cramp or leg pain or whatever you have makes you all feel better.
No better painkiller than a touchdown.
Absolutely.
That's for sure. 9 seconds to go in the third quarter. Looks like the Jays are going to take this one into the fourth.
Another long walk.
Yeah, they're going to walk 98 yards and go to the other 1 yard line. So your score with 3 quarters in the books, 28-6. Gehlen leads it. We'll be back, and the Jays will have second and goal from the 1 after this on KLEM.
Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud supporters of this broadcast. Hard work and determination are vital to the success of our area athletics. The Lamar's Community Athletic Boosters are proud to stand behind our athletes and coaches as they work toward success on the field and in the classroom. Peace Pizza House is your destination before and after the game. Whether you need to feed the whole family or just looking to get out before the game, make sure to stop at Peace Pizza House. You'll find many appetizers, burgers, salads, pasta, and of course, Peace Pizza House outstanding pizza selections. Your entire family is sure to find something they're looking for. Peace Pizza House would like to wish our local teams the best of luck this season.
At American Bank, we believe in offering you what you want in a bank. Free checking, free debit and ATM cards, extended lobby and drive-up hours, competitive loans and deposit rates, online and mobile banking with bill payment and mobile deposit services. American Bank, achieving success together for over 130 years.
Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
This is Cole McCarty, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamar's alongside Gabe Davis. Daniel Versteg with you. And again, your score here at the start of the fourth quarter, it is Gehlen Catholic 28, MMCRU 6. The Jays have second down and goal. They'll have it at the 1 yard line. Cale Pearson was stood up at the 1 on the last play of the third quarter. And now they will try and see if they can find the end zone here and put this game really out of reach. A 22-point ball game here to start the fourth quarter, but that could easily turn into a 29-point ball game if the Jays get their way. Second and goal from the 1 yard line, all the way on the other side of the field.
Cole's
and
back.
Cole McCarty is back in there. That is good to see. Out of the shotgun, 2 receivers either side. Pearson off the left hip, and McCarty's going to keep around the left side. He waltzes into the end zone for another Gehlen Catholic touchdown. It's Cole McCarty's second rushing touchdown of the ball game. He's had a great game. Cale Pearson's had a great game, and the Jays lead it 34-6.
Yeah, that was pretty easy, and it kind of unfair. Cole's been over here resting after the cramp and getting hydrated and everything, and Jack and Cale get him all the way down there, and then Cole steals that one. I think they call that in the fantasy football world a vulture.
Yes.
A touchdown vulture, yeah.
Point stealing, something
Absolutely.
like that. Yeah, stat stealing, whatever you want to call it. Point after tries upcoming here for Dylan Pecos. First play of the fourth quarter for the touchdown there for McCarty. Snap and spot are good. And this is a line drive kick. This bangs off the pole and is no good.
I couldn't see it all the way, but it didn't look like it was very high.
Did not get over the crossbar. Missed low. And so it remains a 34-6 Gehlen advantage. 11:54 to play in the ball game. We'll take a break and come back. See how the Royals answer after this on KLEM.
Does your bank pay you a great rate on your checking account? With Northwest Bank's Compass Rewards account, you can earn our best rate. Plus, there are no monthly service fees. We have easy-to-use banking services at your fingertips. Plus, we reward you for growing your relationship with us. So check us out. You'll be glad you did. nw.bank/best rates. Northwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Commitment you can bank on.
This is Dylan Pecos, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
And we welcome you back to Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamar's alongside Gabe Davis. Daniel Versteg with you. The first play of the fourth quarter. It's a 1 yard rushing touchdown for Cole McCarty, and Gehlen Catholic all over MMCRU lead the Royals 34-6 in this district opener. Both teams coming off kind of a goose egg ball game last week. The Royals lost 37-8 to Cherokee. Gehlen got shut out by Hinton 21-0. Although with how Hinton's game against Western Christian is looking, that is not so surprising. The Blackhawks have scored 2 touchdowns now in the second half and have a 3-score lead over the Wolfpack. But nevertheless, Gehlen Catholic has bounced back in a big way. They lead the Royals 34-6 here to start the fourth quarter. And MMCRU will now get the kickoff following the 1 yard touchdown run by Cole McCarty. His second rushing score of the night, 10 carries, 137 yards, 2 touchdowns. This Line drive kick is fielded at the 13-yard line and run out by Eli Harpinaugh. Left numbers 30, 35. Penalty flag flies back behind the play as Eli Harpinaugh gets across the 40 to the 41 maybe. But it's not going to matter. I think the Royals are going to get called for a hold or a block in the back there.
Yeah, that was a block in the back.
Yep.
I think Brandon Dreckman got one of I think it was Mr. Spangler actually blocked him in the back, and that'll be coming back.
Yep, tough break there. So the penalty flag will move MMCRU back into their own red zone after all of this is said and done. And just
field position.
You
you had it out there, and granted the game might be what the game is, but you want to try to move into next week with a little bit of positive vibes and maybe moving the ball a little bit, getting some reps for a sophomore quarterback, because hopefully, who knows how long he's going to be called on to do some things, and now you're at your 16-yard line trying to get out of a hole again.
Yeah, it's just been a mountain and no rope, no nothing here for MMCRU to try and climb at 1st and 10, and a lot of movement right before the snap. That is just the twisting of the knife in this one. A 5-yard false start penalty. It'll be 1st and 15 back to the 11.
Yeah, that's just he must have tried to go on a little bit different count. Yep. There was probably half and half that went and didn't go there.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's you could call out 5 or 6 different Royals there. Or sometimes in those scenarios, there's only one guy to call out,
yeah,
and it's the center.
It's the center, yeah,
but
absolutely.
He'll never get the penalty.
Nope. Everybody else's fault.
It's everybody else's fault, yep. 1st and 15 back to the 11. Again, it's Eli Harpinaugh at the quarterback position. He takes and pitches around the right side. This is Luke Kintai. Off tackle, gets a block. 15, sheds a tackle. 19, 20 to the 21-yard line. Great run for Kintai. He's out at the 22. He gets 11, and it'll be 2nd and 4.
A nice strong run. Kind of, knocked off a couple of tacklers there, would-be tacklers, and turned the edge and got all that yardage back.
Yeah, great run there for Luke Kintai, and that was kind of what you were talking about earlier on at the halftime break. Sometimes you need new legs in there, something different to maybe make the defense think about it a little bit more, and that was a good run on the first touch of the night for Kintai. Now it's 2nd and 4 at the 22. Jays bring the pressure, and they give it back to Kintai. This time he's able to fight through a couple of tackles. Nice running for Kintai to the 25. Picks up 3 to make it 3rd and 1.
Yeah, a little counter play, and the defensive tackle, I think, from the backside had an opportunity, just couldn't quite wrap his arms all the way around him. Got him just tripped up just before the first down, so another 3rd down here.
Want to remind you, you're listening to high school football. It's right here on KLEM Lamar's online audio found at KLEM1410.com. Of course, our great video stream that can be found on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel. Thanks to the sponsors you see in the corner of your screen: Northwest Bank, Julie Hurt, Century 21 ProLink, Easy Clean Car Wash, and P's Pizza House. It's 3rd down and 1 from the 25. Harpinaugh in the pistol, 2 left, 1 right. Takes the shoulder-high snap. Kind of got twisted around. Gives it to John Schmillen, but he's got a 1st down and more. He got tackled forward to the 30, picks up 4 on a busted play, but picks up a 1st down for the Royals.
Yeah, I'm assuming that was not the way he was supposed to turn, or the running back was supposed to go. Somebody was wrong there, but they made it as best they could, got just enough for the 1st down, and moved the 6 for the first time in what's been quite a while.
First time this half.
Yeah.
MMCRU has moved the sticks. They moved the sticks right before the end of the first half, but since then, the only 1st downs of the ball game have been for Gehlen Catholic. 1st and 10 of the 29-yard line. Harpinaugh motions the slot receiver left to right. Fakes the give to him on the jet sweep and keeps around the left side. He's got a nice gain, 35-40, a 1st down, and a few more to the 42. Baker's does it on the carry there by Eli Harpinaugh. Big 1st down for the Royals.
Yeah, and he's a big back. He's a little bit bigger than Bork was at quarterback, built a little bit differently. And so when he runs, although he's young, when he goes, once he starts running behind his pads, he's going to be quite a handle.
Yeah, that's he's only a sophomore, 6'1", 210. Yeah, that's a guy you want to get off the tracks if he's coming downhill. 1st and 10 here at the 42 for MMCRU. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Harpinaugh on the pistol, and he takes the snap shoulder high. Drops the throw. Quick pass left side. Bounces short of Michael Peterson and incomplete. That'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and he's just a little short with it. I don't think he feels comfortable. most of the time when you throw a ball, you take a step. He doesn't feel comfortable taking that step, and he's kind of just short-arming everything. And the more experience he gets back there, it closes in quick. And we can all sit here in the stands and sit up here in a booth or sit on our couch tomorrow and say, how can you miss that throw? But it's a heck of a lot easier doing it from where we're at than when the guys are all running at you.
I'll give anybody that says that one chance in a pocket with a 220-pound football player chasing them down.
Yeah.
And they will never say that again. It's 2nd and 10 from the 42. Here comes the pressure. Harpenau around the left side, and he's able to get some positive yardage there to the 44. 2 yards there, and it'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, he just kind of made his way through there. And another blitz by Gehlen. They've brought a lot of pressure from time to time, you know, and you know, I know Coach Oswald wasn't listening, and Coach Miller didn't expect him to, but you know, he's talking about blitzing, and we're not going to always blitz, and it's kind of a guessing game when you blitz, and now he's blitzed a lot. So
yes. Well, maybe that's something they go with, but now it's on film. So.
Yeah, so now it's going to change. But, you know, when a 3-man front, you can expect a blitz quite often just because then it turns it into a 4-man type of rush situation.
Yeah, Coach Oswald will say, hey, thanks for making me the guinea pig.
Yeah, they brought 2.
Here's 3rd and 8 and an option play. It's a keeper for Harpenau, though, as he extends the football going out of bounds left sideline. They're going to mark him down at midfield, short of the line to gain. And it's going to be 4th down and a short 2 here for the Royals.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Coach was talking about. They blitzed 2, but they blitzed them from the other side, and so they ran away from it, and it didn't affect the play. They could still get 7 or 8 yards there or get really close to the 1st down. Now it's going to be 4th and 3, and you have to go for it. You have no choice. I mean, you go for it and hope you can get something, and if you're Gehlen, you try to get the ball back and then maybe get some subs in on offense.
7:36 to play in this ball game. 34-6, Jays lead. 4th and 2 for MMCRU. I formation under center. Eli Harpenau. He gives to the fullback.
Oh my gosh, he got it back.
Loose.
No, he didn't get it back.
It's Gehlen football at the 46. John Schmelin never had a clean grasp of the football. And the Jays pick it up at the 46-yard line. How about it? They not only get the ball back, they do so with their 3rd turnover of the night, and the Jays will take over with a chance to just run it away.
Yeah, and they'll continue to work on this, but you know, Schmelin got upfield, but it didn't look like he ever had the handle on the ball, and then it looked like he grabbed it out of midair, so I thought maybe he was going to somehow pass it to himself, it almost looked like, but couldn't quite corral it, and then Gehlen fell on it, and it will be a Jays 1st down here, and they'll just kind of run the clock out, run it all down, and if they score, they score. If they don't, that's fine too.
Not the end of the world by any means. It is going to be, it is going to be Cole McCarty out there. I saw Jack Roberts, but he's going to be listed or lined up as a wide receiver now. So 2 receivers on either side of McCarty in the pistol. 1st and 10 of the 47. Give to looks like Wyatt Coons, who turns upfield across midfield, and Coons gets into MMCRU territory at the 46. He carries for 7 to make it 2nd and 3.
Yeah, that was a nice run. You know, it looked a little bit like Kale. Yes, he's smaller, but he could scoot a little bit out there. And you know, when you sub, sometimes people are like, why don't you sub everybody? You do that, and it doesn't help in certain situations. Getting new running backs in with the same line is a good thing. You know, it gives them
quarterback they might see.
Yeah, the same quarterback they might see, the same type of guys. So they'll probably have Cole run a few more plays, and then if they want another running or quarterback in there, they'll do that.
2nd down and 3 from the Royal 46 now. 2 receivers split out on either side of McCarty in the pistol. And he takes the snap. He gives around the left side. Wyatt Coons spun around and dropped for a loss. Nice job. The Royals get there for a loss of 2. Back to the 48. Grant Prescott on the stop, as was Braden Dunn. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, spinning's fun until 75's coming at you on that as you turn your head. You know, the big bodies up there, when they're coming at you and you spin and you see that and you have a guy on your back, you're just hoping for the best. So sometimes it's great and it works really well and it looks cool, but sometimes it hurts.
Yeah, it's not a good thing there. 3rd and 5 now for the Jays. After having 2nd and 3, another pistol formation for McCarty. 2 on either side. He takes a belt high snap, bootlegs right off a play action fake. He throws over the middle. Jack Roberts open, comes back to the ball, and the far lines judge says incomplete.
And so the guy right in the middle. Yeah, they both saw it.
They saw it, incomplete. Roberts traps the football, and so it'll be 4th and 5 for the Jays.
We'll see what they do here. I'd assume you punt, but, you know, sometimes late in the game you choose just to kind of go for it with whoever you have. But it looks like they are going to punt.
Here comes Cale Pearson. He's going to punt the football, and that's a good choice too. Gehlen doesn't want to be misconstrued as trying to run up the score or something like that. So. Going to punt the football here with 5:50 to play. And again, Jays up 34-6 on MMCRU.
That's a penalty. They're not going to call it, though.
Nope. Yeah, that should have been a legal substitution exiting the huddle with 12 men on the field. But now Pearson is going to run.
Buddy.
Got the rugby-style kick just away. This will bounce to the 21. And the Jays touch it there on a very stagnant bounce. 31-yard line, excuse me. And MMCRU will start there at the 31.
Yeah, the punt is what needed to happen. It didn't necessarily go. It almost got blocked.
It did.
I kind of Cale might have held on to that a stitch too long. But
Lucas Peterson was in his grill.
Yeah, and that's not a guy you want in your grill. That's a big fella that can probably got some reach to him. So defense will come back out here for Gehlen and MMCRU trying to get some offensive, just some positive stuff going, like I said earlier.
Yeah, you just need something to take into next week. The Royals will play against Hartley Melvin Sanborn next week. They are much improved after a very down year last year. So if you think you might have a cakewalk next week, think again. 1st and 10 of the 31. Snap to Harpinaugh. Play action. Bootlegs right. He buys himself some time. Pump fakes. Now he steps up. He's going to run. Left seam. 35 to the 40. Breaks a tackle. 43, and he gets dropped at the 44. A pickup of 13 on the scramble drill by Harpinaugh. It's 1st and 10.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with him. He does a good. He runs the ball really, really well, and he keeps his eyes downfield. He made a decision and went with it. As he can get more comfortable just throwing the ball and being comfortable in his reads and things like that, he's going to be a quality quarterback.
Absolutely. And we don't know the status of Camden Bork, whether or not we'll see Eli Harpinaugh for the rest of the year or for the next couple weeks. We're not sure at this point, but Camden Bork has been out for this entire second half with an apparent injury. 1st and 10 of the 44. The give goes to John Schmellen. He just maneuvers his way through the line, blocking downfield. He's got 11 yards up to the Gehlen 45. That's enough for another Royal first down.
Yeah, nice run. He just kind of snuggled in right behind his blockers there, and they weaved right through there, and just trying to get some positive yardage and some good feelings going out here. And yes, Gehlen has a few guys probably subbed in, and that's the right thing to do.
Yep.
And MMCRU may or may not, and it doesn't matter. They're trying to do what they need to do, what's best for their team, and it's always kind of – it's a tough decision sometimes what the right thing to do, whether you sub or not. But you have to do what's right for your team.
1st and 10 from the Gehlen 45. 2 receivers right, 1 left. Snap back to Harpinaugh. Drops to throw. Oh, he gets hit. Lets it go right sideline.
Nice
Coming
catch.
back in an awkward adjustment, but Michael Schmellen gets there to make the catch of the 16. It's a 29-yard completion. 1st and 10 for MMCRU to the red zone.
That was an absolute beautiful throw with pressure in his face. He got into that, and that's one of those spirals that if NFL Films was here, they'd slow that down, and they'd have some guy with a really cool voice in the background talking about what football is to them, and that was a beautiful pass, a great catch by Schmeling, and now you're hopefully getting into the end zone.
We need John Facenda on that one.
Yeah, that's who it is.
That was a beautiful strike, even while getting hit. Harpinaugh took a shot, and now it's 1st and 10 of the Gehlen 16. Pistol set, 2 left, 1 right. Schmellen the tailback, snap back option, pitch play left. This ball's fumbled by Schmellen, and the Jays are on the football at the 16-yard line. When it rains, it pours here tonight for MMCRU. Cale Pearson recovers the fumbled pitch, and the Jays will take over once again.
Yeah, it looked to be some confusion there, and then the quick pitch, and it's been one of those nights for MMCRU. And I tell you what, after the first drive, you wouldn't have thought this was going to be the case, but it is what it is, and you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and learn from some things. And they have a couple guys over there that look to be injured for tonight, and hopefully they can get closer to full strength next week.
Yeah, again, they'll play Hartley Melvin Sanborn. Gehlen Catholic's going to be at Alta Aurelia. We'll have that contest for you here on KLEM with a video stream as well. As always, you can find that on the KLEM Radio YouTube channel. Gehlen Catholic, 2 on either side, pistol set. The snap back to McCarty, and they give her on the left side. Wyatt Coons turns up the left seam, 20, 25, near the 30. He's dropped at the 29-yard line. He picks up 13 for a Gehlen first down.
Yeah, good strong run there, and it's always nice to see the young guys get some opportunities and have those positive plays. That way, it's a little bit less nerve-wracking when it happens down the road.
Yeah, you get their feet wet, and then you can dunk them in when you really need to at that point. So a bright spot here for Coach Schindler. I know it was just really kind of disappointing how week 1 went, the shutout, and not taking advantage of opportunities early in the game, but they have took advantage of it here tonight against MMCRU to the tune of a 34-6 lead with 3:15 to play. McCarty out of the pistol on 1st and 10. Gibbs around the right side, and Carver Miller took out his frustration on poor old Wyatt Coons. A loss of 2 back to the 27. It'll be 2nd and 12.
Yeah, Miller's 255, and Coons is not.
No, 140.
Yeah, so when you look at that, that's a significant size differential, and so it didn't take much. He did swallow him up with 2 hands, but he probably only needed 1 once he got a hold of him.
I did not do very well in math, but I do know that big body is greater than little body in that scenario.
In that scenario, for sure.
For sure. 2nd and 9 from the 27, and the Jays are going to eat up some clock. I think Jack Roberts just checked into the ball game, or nope, that is McCarty. He gives it up the middle again. Wyatt Coons runs into a Royal brick wall, and a nice stop made there by John Schmellen for a loss of a yard. It's 3rd and 13.
Yeah, and Wyatt Coon, when that time comes when he's the back, he's going to have no fear because he's had a couple he's gotten hit a couple times here, and he's earning his stripes, they might say. So
yes.
Although it might not feel as great all the time, he's doing what he needs to, and it's given Kale an opportunity to rest a little bit, and you might see a little bit of a pass here, but probably not getting too creative here with 2 minutes left.
Yeah, 2 minutes and counting. Jays just trying to get out of here with everybody healthy as possible and come out with a 1-0 district record. They're going to give it to Coons again. He's wrapped up in the backfield once more and brought down for a loss. How about Max Schnepp on the stop back to the 25? That's a loss of a yard. It'll be 4th and 14.
Yep, and he'll get the punt team out here. And
not a whole lot of time left.
Kind of maybe be a few more plays here for MMCRU, try to get something going, and that'll be all she wrote.
Yep. And it'll be about a minute left when they snap this ball in an ideal circumstance anyway. But credit Gehlen Catholic, and MMCRU came out, punched him in the face on the first drive, and then forced a turnover on downs. Looked like it was going to be an MMCRU ball game, but Gehlen Catholic responded. They have scored 34 unanswered. MMCRU has not scored since that first drive. Pearson takes a high rocketing snap,
nice
and he gets a good punt away. Bounce to the 45, rolls, touched by the Royals. They dive on it at the 39-yard line. MMCRU will keep the possession, though, at their own 39.
That snap almost went into the end zone. I think Spangler's the one snapping it, and he really got into that one, and I think it surprised Kale a little bit. He did snag it, and then sometimes your best punts, your best kicks, your whatever are when you don't have to think about it. He didn't have time to think about it. He got rid of one, and it was a nice punt.
It's just all reactionary at that point.
Yep.
And now MMCRU will line up on 1st and 10 from their own 39-yard line. We are going to have a post-game recap for you. We'll try and get you some scores from around the area as well. Already a good result down in Hinton. A nice win for the Blackhawks here tonight. 1st and 10 from the 39. Out of the pistol set as Harpenot takes the snap, fakes the give. He's going to run. That was a busted play. He's going off tackle. Right number is 40, 45. He's got a first down, though, running out of bounds at midfield. And there's a pickup of about 11 yards for Eli Harpenot. Moves the chains for a Royal first down.
Yep, and just getting another first down and getting used to playing at this speed. And it takes some time, and he's really done a pretty good job in the second half doing what he could. It just, some of the plays just haven't gone their way, and they haven't been able to sustain and be consistent. And I know Coach talked about that in the pregame, being consistent with what you're doing, and it just hasn't happened tonight for the Royals.
Harpenot has run the ball 11 times now for 59 yards. That has given the Royals a little bit of a bright spot anyway. 1st and 10 from midfield. Harpenot on the pistol. High snap, got over his head. He corrals it with his left hand, looking with his back to the line of scrimmage, and now...
Yeah, they blew it dead.
It was
the safety thing, and you don't blame him on there. And Harpenot was looking like he wasn't going to tackle me, and Spangler saying, yes, I was going to. So it's just it's a safety thing in this day and age. It's just different. You know, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, he probably gets suplexed to the ground, and nobody even bats an eye.
Yeah, exactly. But after wrapping him up, it'll be 2nd down and 16. Ball's at the MMCRU 44. 2 receivers left and 1 right. And Jays are lining up looking to show blitz. They're going to bring 4. Option pitch left side. Can tie up the left numbers. 45 midfield. Has some room. 45, and he is banged out of bounds on the MMCRU side of the field at the 43 of Gehlen Catholic. And that will be your ball game. Final score here tonight from Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamars. It is Gehlen Catholic 34 and MMCRU 6. Jays are now 1-1 on the year, but more importantly, they start off district play with a 1-0 record. Got some fireworks as well on display here in Lamars for a Gehlen Catholic victory. Again, the final here tonight, Gehlen 34 and MMCRU 6. Well, we'll take a break. We'll come back, have some post-game thoughts for you, and recap the ball game. Jays are a winner, 34-6. Jays now 1-1 overall, 1-0 in the district, and MMCRU starts off 0-2, 0-1 in district play. We are back with our post-game coverage after this here on KLEM Lamars.
Hi, this is Julie Hurt with Century 21 ProLink in Lamars, your local real estate expert dedicated to results. Whether buying or selling a home, call me, Julie Hurt, with Century 21 ProLink in Lamars at 540-7757. That's 540-7757.
Lamar's Agri Center, your local source for top-performing Kent feed products, bulk grass seed, bulk bird seed, lawn care essentials, dust control solutions, and much more, all accompanied with exceptional service. The Lamar's Agri Center, your source for everything that grows.
Being on the winning team in Northwest Iowa for over 130 years, Iowa State Bank is a proud supporter of all our area high school sports teams.
Iowa State Bank, we're ready for you.
Hey, Bobby Blazer, how long you been waiting in that line? Head over with me to Easy Clean Car Wash. They're going to get you in and out in no time and make that black coat of yours look like $1,000,000.
Say, thanks there, Mickey Mustang. I've been out four-wheeling and I got lots of mud and stuff in my wheel wells and other places as well.
Bobby, didn't Libby Lexus tell you that Easy Clean Car Wash will pre-spray those hard-to-reach places, give you a quick massage, and make you feel and look like a whole new truck?
So that's what Libby Lexus has been up to. You know, Mickey, she's looking fine.
Easy Clean Car Wash on 12th Street, east of Hy-Vee in Lamars.
Advanced Eye Healthcare, Dr. Becky DeRuyter knows all of our student athletes need to keep their eye on the ball. Make sure with an eye exam at Advanced Eye Healthcare at Walmart Vision Center in Lamars. Dr. Becky DeRuyter.
Get more because you deserve more with Kylie Petty, Century 21 ProLink, serving Lamars since 2011. Wishing our local teams a successful season. Visit KyliePetty.com for your real estate needs.
A home is a safe place to be, a roof over your head, and four walls to keep out the heat and cold. It's a child's laughter, a mother's song, and a father's strength. It's where we go for comfort and to share joy. It's your first school and your first church. It's where memories are shared. Hi, this is Julie Hurt, your Century 21 ProLink real estate agent. Whatever a home means to you, I am here to help you find the home you are looking for. Call 540-7757 and let me, Julie Hurt, help you make a house your new home.
Success is born of skill and team. Like the teams playing, CNOS has combined award-winning skill and teamwork into the premier medical facility in the region. For the areas of joint, bone, muscle, nerve, and brain are treated with the skills of comprehensive care from a team of highly trained experts. And CNOS takes care of many of the student athletes in Siouxland. CNOS is proud to bring you this game. Go to cnos.net to learn more.
Gehlen Catholic School, excellence in education, leadership through Christ. For information, check their website at GehlenCatholic.org.
MRK Insurance knows that teamwork is dream work. At MRK Insurance, you get a great partner for all of your insurance needs. Visit them today on Central Avenue in Lamars for a no-obligation quote for all of your insurance needs. That's MRK Insurance in Lamars.
This is Brent Klein, and you are listening to Jays Football on KLEM.
We welcome you back to Jim Lorenzen Field in Lamars and to our post-game coverage tonight as the Gehlen Catholic Jays come out of their first district contest of the year with a win, a 34-6 win over the MMCRU Royals. Jays are now 1-1 overall, 1-0 in district play. And MMCRU drops to 0-2 and 0-1 in the district. Alongside Gabe Davis, Daniel Versteg with you. Again, we harped on it at half, but we'll bring it up again, Gabe. You look at the first 4 or 5 minutes of this game, and you would have thought MMCRU was just going to run away with it. They score a touchdown, force a turnover on downs, get the ball back, and it looked like they were going to go up 2 scores. It's incredible what one play. You think about that interception. It just turned things on its head, and MMCRU just couldn't recover after the Jays, got downfield and scored that quickly.
Yeah, we said it at half, like you said, and it just seemed like it was going to go MMCRU's way. They look bigger from up here. They look like they were going to control the line of scrimmage, and in the first 4 minutes they did. And then they just could not rally back. Gehlen did everything right. The defensive line and offensive line controlled the game for the most part and held them at bay. You didn't see a ton of movement on the offensive line, but they held their blocks. They did what they needed to provide those lanes for Cole and Kale to have those explosive plays. And then once you get those guys in the open field, they can do the rest.
Oh, yeah.
So once that happened, it was all Gehlen and tip the hat to Gehlen and their coaches. They did a great job tonight just sticking to it because early in the game they could have got a little frantic and got a little upset with things they were going, but never happened. They stuck to the plan, and in the last 2.5, 3 quarters, they totally dominated that game.
Right. Yeah, it was utter domination. I mean, you look at the scoring plays, too, and there were a lot of big plays. Of course, MMCRU scored a 22-yard touchdown. Gehlen's first score, 90 yards. Second score, 55. Third score, 47. And then the fourth score went for 27 yards. I mean, there was some good field position for the most part for Gehlen Catholic tonight, but also, boy, they proved an ability to bust off big plays for points and for their advantage tonight.
Yeah, and Coach Schindler, he said we need to match the physicality. Felt like they did a good job of that last week and needed to do it again this week. He said it was just a play or two, a step or two here or there, missing a block or just technique stuff. It looks like they did a lot of things to push things in the right direction in that way, and they've shown that they're going to be formidable this season. And after week 1, you just don't know. You still don't know.
Right.
And then after week 2, you still don't know. You feel better. You feel better because you scored more points. But like we said at the beginning, and you hate to see that as they carry Bork off the field here. He's not putting any pressure on it, and you hope for his sake and his team's sake that he can get back. We're wishing him well. But both teams are still alive. Both teams, it's still early. Like you said, they take 4 out of 7. So they take the top half.
Right.
Again, we're not math people, but we know that's pretty good. And so,
when you start with a 1-0 record, that usually
so
suggests good things.
Gehlen helps themselves immensely tonight. But MMCRU, they're gonna get some opportunities, and we've been looking at scores all night, and there are no blowouts.
No,
they're all close.
There's been a lot of close games.
And so this was the only one-sided one. So as the season goes on, there's going to be some ups and downs, but Gehlen took control in the second quarter and never looked back, and Coach Schindler's he's going to have a lot to be proud of tonight.
Yeah, we'll talk with them tomorrow morning on the KLEM Coaches Corner. Really looking forward to that chat. Some of the numbers we could highlight for you. The Jays with 389 yards of total offense. 318 of those came on the ground. You look at Cale Pearson, he ran 19 times for 174 yards and 3 touchdowns. Cole McCarty, 10 carries, 137 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. He also threw for 71 yards tonight. MMCRU did end up with nearly 300 yards of offense, but just could not finish drives here tonight. Pretty balanced, all things considered. John Schmellen ends up the leading yard gainer, 15 carries, 67 yards, and a rushing touchdown. But in the end, if you can't score, if you can't move the ball past the 20-yard line, let's say, that's ultimately what ends up being the difference here tonight. And MMCRU could get themselves into some decent scenarios, just couldn't finish.
Yeah, and it goes back, and we've said it over and over again, the field position. And, you look at it, and there's 80 yards differences all between 34 and 6 as far as points. And so there's not a lot. That's not a lot of yards when you look at the full game as far as the difference. But the field position was the different.
Right.
Gehlen had to go 50 yards rather than 75 every single time. And MMCRU could get out to the 50, maybe get over midfield. They just couldn't sustain it enough. And tip the cap to the Gehlen Jays for doing what they needed to defensively on that.
Yeah, they certainly did what they needed to do, and they did it well as they win it 34-6. Jays are now 1-1 overall, 1-0 in the district. Taking a look at some scores that might be of note. We're keeping an eye on a couple of close games, but the games that have gone final have been big ones. The Hinton Blackhawks, they knocked off 5th-ranked Western Christian tonight. Huge win for Coach Harderson and the crew. A 33-14 victory for Hinton. They're now 2-0 so far in non-district play. Remsen St. Mary's, well, they pumped the brakes a little bit in the second half, and they were able to come away with a 48-6 win over Siouxland Christian. They start district playoff 1-0. We do have 2 games still ongoing involving area teams. That includes Sibley Ocheyedan and Akron Westfield, the Generals with a 28-26 lead. 7 minutes exactly to go in that ball game. Should also check on the other district game that's currently ongoing. Hartley Melvin Sanborn, big second half. They defeat Alta Aurelia tonight 36-14. So the Warriors will be 0-2 when we see them coming up on Friday night next week. And the other update, it's Kingsley Pearson River Valley leading 9th-ranked Logan Magnolia 30-22. Less than a minute to go in the ball game there. The Panthers just scored, got the 2 as well. And, boy, KPRV on the doorstep of a big upset in Class A District 8 there. Let's see. Some of the other scores that might be of note. We'll try and flag some of those down for you here tonight. Let's see. We have got Unity Christian and Ridgeview tied at 8 in the third quarter. Sergeant Bluff Luton leads Sioux City East 21-10 in the third. Central Lyon George Little Rock 27-14 lead in the fourth over MOC Floyd Valley. Sheldon defeats South O'Brien 45-21. Spirit Lake stomps Sioux Center 45-6. Boyden Hull Rock Valley 28-9 over West Sioux. Cherokee defeats Sioux Central 31-12. Woodbury Central a 41-0 win over Westwood, and Bishop Heelan defeats Council Bluffs Abe Lincoln 40-16. So some good games around the area. We'll run those all down for you. We'll have those for you on our sports scores and results page later on tonight. Our next football broadcast comes your way a week from tonight. It will be Gehlen Catholic at Alta Aurelia to continue district play. 7 o'clock kickoff. We'll be on the air with the scouting report at 6:15. Our volleyball broadcast schedule starts on Thursday night with Gehlen Catholic against Remsen St. Mary's. You can tune into that contest here on KLAM Radio. So until next time, for Gabe Davis, for Micah Gengler running our video stream, this is Daniel Versteg saying so long. Thanks for listening or watching this contest as Gehlen wins their district opener 34-6 right here on KLAM Lamar's. Good evening, everyone.
This is 1410 KLEM Lamar.